Personalized financial support and a smile that lasts. Switch and smile wider. Fidelity Bank. Believe with us.
If I believe with us, Fidelity. If I know I lay aside, Fidelity.
You are listening to Citi 97.3 FM, the city's finest.
There can be no other 97.3. No need to change. Keep it tuned to Citi. Your number one. Don't look no further. We've got it all covered. Citi FM.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, my neighbor.
Good morning to life.
Good morning.
Music, talk, inspiration, in perspective.
Express yourself. Good morning, my neighbor.
Citi FM, your station.
It's a refreshing lifestyle.
Citi FM 97.3.
You have been faithful, more than just faithful, from my cradle days till this very hour, and I know you will be with me.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
More than just faithful, from my cradle days till this very hour, and I know you will be with me till the very end. Ubangiji, Yesu, nabakagodia. Sarikin dunia, nagode. Ubangiji, Yesu, ninabakagodia.
Citi 97.3.
Sarikin dunia, hey, nagode. Are there grateful people in this house?
This is the City Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation. The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the
I
noise.
remember how you saved me. I remember how you took me out. Lift your hands and declare, you have been faithful, more than just faithful, from my cradle days till this very hour. And I know you will be with me till the very end. Somebody declare it one more time. Say,
Breakfast Show.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.
Are you grateful for where he brought you from? Say, "I've done enough." Say it two more times. Say, "I've One more time. Somebody say, "Stay above,
Nagode. It means thank you. This is Dunsin Oyekan welcoming us to the City Breakfast Show. Today being the 9th day of April. It also happens to be the 99th day of the year. So by tomorrow, 10th April, you'd have done 100 days. Imagine the things you could have achieved if you numbered your days more accurately. 99 days already done out of your 365. So much to do. It says, teach us to number our days so we will apply our hearts to wisdom. Yes, we live our life one day at a time, but we must also put those days in perspective. So roughly a little below a third of the year, a little more than 2/3 of the year left to write that book, to finish that story, to build that house, to mend that relationship, to start a new job, to learn that new skill. So much to do. Building a country is much more than a few brilliant people. It takes a whole lot of people doing many good things consistently. Find your place in that equation and do it with all your heart. This is the City Breakfast Show, and we're happy to bring you business sense under the aegis of APSA. This year, we want you to feel more confident about the future. That's why the APSA Ultimate Account has been created to be the cushion you can count on. Gives you 3 times your monthly salary, up to 20,000 cedis in the event of retrenchment to help you stay afloat. Move with confidence this year. Open an APSA Ultimate Account. Your story matters, APSA. We start the show with a news review segment with Zonda Tech, proudly made in Ghana. Chinese technology with Ghanaian finishing. Your one-stop automobile shop and proud operators of an impressive automobile assembly plant right here in Ghana. From Sinotrack to Great Wall Motors to Cherry, Shantui, Forland and Sunny Group, we have the whole range. Top most quality brands assembled with affordable luxury you can trust. What a beautiful refrain. Thank you. And a big thank you to Fidelity Bank for supporting the news review segment. Proudly Ghanaian bank with amazing world-class standards, lowering interest rates, giving you higher loan amounts, personalizing your financial support to fit that which you need. It's time to switch and smile with Fidelity Bank. Call us on 0800 003 355. Visit fidelitybank.com.gh or connect with us on our social media at FidelityBankGH. It's an interactive show. We'd like to hear from you, not necessarily on a running topic, but sometimes on things we've been doing for many, many months. I've got a very interesting message today from a listener, which really encouraged me because, you know, sometimes I don't know whether what we are doing makes sense. I'm telling you. So this morning, I woke up to a nice message on my phone.
Lovely.
I'll read an email also for you.
At 5:04 a.m. I'm not going to mention the person.
Okay.
Good morning, Bernard. You don't know me, but I know you. And then the person mentions their name, mentions what they do, and then says that they listen to my show. So let me come back to that. I listened to your show on Tuesday on Ghana and the breakdown in our value system and education. I felt as though you were speaking to me because this is exactly the conversation I had been having with my friends the week before. They didn't agree with me, but hearing you on your show affirmed my thinking. I want to say God bless you for using your platform in such a constructive and productive way. May God grant you even greater wisdom to fulfill the mandate you've been placed on earth for. Amen. And then the person goes on to say other things which are not for public consumption.
I also woke up to one yesterday.
Let's hear it. What did they say?
Dear Mr. Poff, I trust this reaches you well.
Correct.
My name is Dorododo, and I am writing to convey my sincere appreciation for the exceptional work you consistently deliver at Citi News.
Thank you.
Your insightful commentary, profound dedication, and clear sense of purpose are truly inspiring and contribute significantly to public discourse.
Nice one.
I often find myself drawing renewed encouragement and perspective from your reporting. Your commitment to journalistic excellence is a powerful motivator. Then goes on to say that convey my best regards to your esteemed colleagues, Mr. Avle,
Correct.
Mr. Kuda,
Correct.
Ms. Forsen, Mr. Sky Dela, and Mr. Samens, whom I have known since way back.
Wow.
Thank you for your invaluable service. Warm regards.
So when I read the message, I said, Charlie, today I wanted to say, Caleb, start the show. I said, no, this message, there more of him. More of him. I had a strange dream about superzonals.
Okay.
And the person was telling me that the Kumasi schools are doing better than the other schools.
In the dream.
Yes. I don't know whether I had saw so.
It's true.
And the person was saying that the Accra schools should get serious with the athletics.
The Accra schools, they don't do it.
So I don't know whether it was a prophet or an angel.
It's all
But
good.
it was like the Kumasi people were dominating the.
Yeah, the Kumasi and the Cape people are doing really well.
So I'm not hallucinating.
You are not. It was a good dream.
Okay.
It was a good
very
factual dream.
You have your names, right? The names that you wanted to squeeze out of me. You have your names.
You didn't try.
Why do you think I didn't try?
You know the three Portuguese coaches.
Yeah.
I actually.
That Mama gave you the names.
If you ask me, I would say I like the 56-year-old guy.
Paulo Bento.
You know why? As I'm not ageist. The 73-year-old guy, he's been to too many places. Almost the players be fun in here.
It's true.
When you 71-year guy, I said, me who saw Sreda. Into the 56-year-old guy, he has some new methods,
Nice.
he's fresher,
And
he has
of the-
something to prove.
But of the three, he's the least popular amongst the Ghanaian populace at the moment. They will prefer the other two.
Leadership is not a popularity contest. It's about competence. And from what I see he did with South Korea, I think it was, and some of his ideas. I'm not a football man, but I feel like sometimes you need to give somebody a job who has something to prove.
Okay.
Sometimes when somebody has achieved everything, it's like, Charlie,
there's
I've done
nothing to
Iran for
lose.
4 Ghana crap. But this guy is like, you know what, if I take Ghana to another
hungry.
round,
Yeah.
I'll make a name. So you need a coach who has something.
But what
So
are your
What
thoughts on
Yeah.
the tilt towards a temporary World Cup coach before
As for that one,
a long-term coach?
even when we employ people, sometimes we say to them, look,
Probation.
I'm giving you 3 months to see what you can do.
Yeah.
Because we all know the future. So as for that one, it's not a problem. You give him the work.
Yes.
Even if we don't win the World Cup, whatever he does to show say 1 or 2 things. So I'm not a problem. Let's give him the first 3
No, but the
games.
point I'm making to you is the 3 who take to the World Cup, the
Yeah.
3 names,
Yeah.
none of them will get a permanent job.
No, but no, it depends. Imagine if they do. Hold on. If they do a minimum.
I'm just giving you information. You see,
Hold on.
We have information.
No, hold on. You see, if the coach does well in a way that sways minds, for example, he unites the team so well, they give a great account of themselves, and president is proud, minister of sports is happy, the populace is happy. Even if the GFA have an idea that this is a temporary guy, Ghanaians will start saying, give him the. So for me,
But what if there is a pre-contract with somebody that a lot of Ghanaians are already in love
but
with?
if you do a pre-contract you may be walking into a minefield because the mood of the nation could affect whether you, the guy who's coming after this. You understand? It's like,
But that guy, I don't think the mood of the country will ever change against that guy.
I get- somebody
there already. Until that guy touches the Ghana job, the mood of the country will never change.
I get your point. Well, that's
that guy, until he touches the Ghana job,
you mean the guy we want.
No Ghanaian will ever be satisfied.
I get what
you could go win the World Cup and come back, and Ghanaians will still tell you bring that guy.
But he can come anytime.
Right. No, he can't. Because that guy also might not be available if you wait too long.
What are we looking for? Are we looking for results? Or are we looking for a coach who we like?
Ghana. It is Ghana we are talking about.
No, let's help ourselves. You want results.
Yes.
Yeah.
You bring a coach who delivers the results. Even if you are in love with somebody for some fantasy because you think he wears some color of shirt that you like, whatever reason it is, once this guy is performing, so for me, let's apply logic and common sense. Let's not be emotional about the work. If the guy can do the work, let him do it.
For him.
Let's start with the daily guide.
Daily guide this morning: LGBTQ plus bill U-turn. Don't belittle our intelligence. Methodist bishop to government. Reconstruct Terminal 2, not repurpose. Lawyer petitions Mahama. Odua Group pledges allegiance to Ochehene. Oforiata released from ICE detention. That's the big one. And Heath Goldfield's Trafigura sealed $2.8 billion deal.
All right. Front page of the Chronicle newspaper this morning. Heath Goldfield strikes $2 billion deal with Trafigura. 700,000 ounces of gold d'or to be sourced from Bogoso Pristia mine.
Right.
Lawyer petitions Mahama to suspend AIA's Terminal 2 project. That's Accra International Airport Terminal 2 project. There's a photo of
AIA.
Charles Akutolamte, who has petitioned the president.
Okay, so Daily Democrat this morning: ANP tops Damang mine bid, secures government approval. Mahama champions health sovereignty at France summit. Herbal medicines rising future. Alleged $65 million from Trafigura, not enough to run Bogoso Pristia mines. 200 US students head to Chibi in education tourism drive. And Dr. Johnson Esiama outlines central bank trade-offs at Kwewu Forum.
Finally, from me, Bernard, the front page of the Hawk newspaper. Black Maria gets new commander, makes it the front page. EMP also on the front page of the paper. Toyota Voxy, not fit for commercial use, National Road Safety Authority. Ho Airport is not a mistake. Ghana Airports Company Limited chairman insists $25 million project will pay off commercially.
The Daily Graphic: Intercity commercial shuttle Toyota Voxy no. This is National Road Safety Commission. It's a very controversial issue. Other stories: Anti-Galamsey fight not stopgap crackdown. Minerals Commission Deputy CEO. In other headlines: LBMA commends nation's responsible gold sourcing, and Twyford tiles boost Ghana's industrial agenda as international demand grows. Meanwhile, crude production hits 6-year low. PIAC calls for urgent investment plan. Indeed, that story, or another angle of it, is what Citi Newsroom leads with. Why Ghana's oil production has declined for 6 straight years. This is something we need to look into. In other headlines: investment gap driving Ghana's 6-year oil production slump. Rita Korte commenting on this. Well-prepared independent candidates can beat NDC MPP. This is A+. I had him on my show yesterday.
Very interesting.
He also says Mohammed's second term is on track. In other headlines: sachet water producers agree to maintain prices, and then 2 killed, 3 injured in Brodequanu Asinriwa clash. This is in the Ashanti region. And according to Frank Davis, Oforiata has been released on bail. He gives some further details. We'll bring you those highlights. Meanwhile, transport operators are opposing the road safety ban on Toyota Voxy vehicles. We'll give you that story. Channel 1 News leads with Heath Goldfields, Trafigura Link, or Inc. $2.8 billion Bogoso Pristia gold deal. Lots of gold deals in the news this past week. Other stories: make asset declarations public, Bezra demands. And then Northeast Gonja Assembly operating under trees, DC reveals. And then low local cargo insurance driving capital flight, Ghana Shippers Authority. And then Ghana records 7.5% economic growth in January. The High Street Journal has a brilliant headline.
I love it.
Ghana's importation of minibuses, a prescription of painkillers to a patient who needs surgery.
Lovely.
No, we should give headline of the week. A prescription of painkillers to a patient that needs surgery. In other headlines: Asia's rice revolution leaves Ghana playing catch up. We need to deal with that as well. And then ginger supply crunch disrupts market trade as sellers call for policy intervention.
Everything there's a crunch.
Tomato matter came. Onion matter.
Ginger.
Now, ginger. Other headlines quickly. My journal line. Joe Jackson says protect people, not prices. Joe Jackson rejects fuel cuts and subsidies.
Yeah.
Uncle Joe. And then Muhammad returns from France to chair emergency cabinet meeting on fuel pricing. So we'll keep an eye on that for the weekend. And then fire service identifies body of unidentified man from asylum down drain. Let me just give an international headline. Trump criticizes NATO as alliance chief, describes meeting as very frank. And Israeli attacks on Lebanon were a grave violation of US-Iran ceasefire deal, according to an Iranian minister speaking to the BBC. So that is a very tenuous ceasefire. Let's start with that. What do you want to start with?
Furiata.
Yes, his release is a big story.
Yes, Furiata released from ICE detention. Gabriel Abdul Razak writes for Daily Guide, page 6 this morning, the former Minister for Finance, Ken Furiata, is breathing a sigh of relief following his release from an Immigration and Customs Enforcement ICE detention in the United States. Mr. Furiata was detained at the Caroline Detention Facility in Virginia following his arrest for allegedly overstaying his tourist visa in the United States. His lawyer had filed an application for bond pending the determination of his status in the United States, where he is facing a possibility of being deported. However, the court could not make a decision on the bond application as a result of some extradition processes initiated by Ghana through the United States Department of Justice. So, quote, on April 7, 2026, Ken Ofuriatta was released from ICE detention pursuant to judicial order. He is home with his family. Statement signed by his lead counsel, Justice Kusi Menka Premo, partly read.
Meanwhile, Frank Davis, lawyer, one of the lawyers for Ken Ofuriatta, says his client was released on bail from the detention center, and according to him, the presiding judge directed the U.S. federal lawyers to submit details of the extradition request by February 19, but on February 18, only a brief filing was made by the DOJ, which lacked the necessary details for the court to proceed. As a result, the judge could not continue with the case because the full details of the extradition request were not before the court. He noted that the case had been adjourned with the next court date initially set for April 27. However, in line with U.S. immigration procedures, Ofuriatta was now being granted bail and released from detention. So that's the update there. The other big story has to do with Heath Goldfields. You keep saying that they are sort of almost every day it's a big mining story. Channel 1 News' lead story this morning is about Heath Goldfields and Trafigura signing a $2.8 billion Bogoso Prestia gold deal, but it's also in a couple of papers you have.
Yes, you'll find it in the Ghanaian Chronicle on page 16 of the paper.
All right, let me do.
Okay, you
yes,
take the story.
let me do the Judankan version here. It says that the just give me a minute. The Judankan. No, this is not Judankan version. Sorry, this is the Akwesi Ajenim version.
Right.
Western Regional Correspondent. It says Heath Goldfields, a Ghanaian mining company that took over the operation of Bogoso Prestia gold mine in 2024, has announced the signing of a landmark gold offtake agreement with Trafigura PTE Limited, a global leader in the commodities industry. Under the terms of the agreement, Trafigura has committed to buying 700,000 ounces of gold doré from the Bogoso Prestia operation. In a statement, the management of the company, which is Heath, noted that the agreement secures a long-term sales channel for its production at competitive market-linked terms. It also provides revenue certainty as the company scales up output from the mine.
If you go to the Hawk newspaper, they report on EMP wins Damai mine in high stakes tender battle. That's on page 3.
That's actually an old story.
Yes, on page 3 of their story. But let me stay there and talk to you about rising costs at airports. Ghana's new airport levy adds to rising costs across West Africa. Ghana has introduced a new airport infrastructure levy, adding to mounting charges across West Africa that airlines warn are squeezing margins and complicating efforts to deepen regional integration. The airport infrastructure development charge took effect on April 1. It is set at $100 for international passengers on return tickets and 100 Ghanaian cedis for domestic travelers. Passenger, the country's main domestic carrier, said it will pass the 100 cedi charge directly on to passengers.
Meanwhile, a private legal practitioner, Charles Akutolante Esquire, has petitioned the president to immediately suspend the ongoing contract for works on Terminal 2 of the Accra International Airport, citing serious concerns over procurement integrity, economic efficiency, and national infrastructure planning. In the petition, the lawyer argues that the historical records and institutional decisions clearly established Terminal 2 as inadequate, a position that informed the construction of Terminal 3 as a model replacement facility. According to him, the decision was regarding engineering realities, operational efficiency, etc. However, the current works on Terminal 2, which authorities have described as repurposing, are being challenged as misleading. The pertinent contents and the nature of the works, including leak repairs, ceiling replacement, and structural patching, amounts to refurbishment rather than repurposing. Caleb.
Yeah. Now, account for $561.8 million due government. This is PIAC to Explorco. Vera Owusu Sapong and Florence Adom Asamoah writing in the Daily Guide, page number 9. The Public Interest and Accountability Committee, PIAC, has directed the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, GNPC, and its subsidiary Explorco to account for petroleum revenues amounting to $561.8 million owed to the state and ensure the funds are paid into the Petroleum Holding Fund. Presenting PIAC's 2025 annual report in Accra yesterday, Chairman of the committee, Richard Elima, revealed that the amount represents petroleum revenues accrued between 2022 and 2024, but not properly accounted for by Explorco. He stressed that the failure to reconcile and transfer these funds undermines transparency and accountability in the management of Ghana's petroleum resources.
I'm sure you are aware that Ghana's oil production has declined for 6 straight years. Daniel Sakite has done an analysis of 6 reasons. Let me just give you two highlights of that. So Ghana's crude oil production extended its downward trajectory for a 6th consecutive year, underscoring the deepening structural and operational challenges within the country's upstream petroleum sector. Latest data from PIAC shows that total output declined to 37 million barrels last year, significantly below the 71 million barrels peak in 2019. It gives 6 reasons. Aging fields drag overall output. That's number 1. Number 2, operational setbacks. Number 3, investment slowdown limiting production recovery. Then there's revenue impact exposing sectoral vulnerability. And then it ends by saying that the path to recovery hinges on reforms and fresh injection of capital.
Let me take you to the Hawk again.
What are they doing now?
Yes, the Hawk announces that Black Maria gets new commander.
Yes. So the old guy has been asked to
the
leave.
Inspector General of Police, Christian Teteono, has overseen a leadership change in Police Services Elite Special Operations Unit. So we now have
Jalil has been
reassigned, and there is an Augustine Dawson who now leads the reconstituted unit. But
we don't know if this is linked to the Ibrahim Mahama assault.
No, I think that it had been pre-announced.
Okay.
Before this.
Okay.
Let's stay with the Toyota Voxy and the National Road Safety Authority story. The National Road Safety Authority has declared the use of Toyota Voxy vehicles for commercial passenger transport illegal, warning that widespread conversions and poor enforcement are putting passengers and other road users at serious risk. The directive follows findings by the authority's Technical Working Committee, which says the growing use of the minivan for commercial transport across Ghana has exposed major safety gaps linked to illegal importation practices and unsafe structural modifications. Presenting the committee's final report, Chairman Dr. Godwin Kafui Ayeto said the situation had become alarming and required urgent regulatory intervention. He stressed that the Toyota Voxy was never designed for commercial passenger operations. Now, the Chronicle also picks this up in its editorial.
What are they saying?
And there's a line there that I find interesting. He says that the Voxy phenomenon is not an isolated problem. It is a symptom of a deeper malaise. As Godwin Kafui Ayeto, who chaired the committee that probed the use of the vehicle on our roads, made clear, the issue reflects a breakdown across import controls, certification processes, and enforcement.
We will go into the details.
Yeah.
We have the full report just to say that the commercial transport operators are not happy with this. So on citynewsroom.com, they've strongly pushed back against the conclusions you just read. And in a press release, the commercial transport operators of Ghana criticized the authority's stance, arguing that a blanket ban is not the solution to addressing road safety concerns. We'll deal with this on the show.
Let me take you to page 2, where you are very dominant.
Of the Chronicle.
Yes, you have put your hand in your pocket here.
Thank you.
What have I
holding
done?
a microphone.
Thank you.
But I won't read that story.
What story is it?
I'll just tell you that your picture is here.
Yes.
What's the story
I'll
headline?
tell you about it. CTFM Channel 1 TV extend Easter Orphan Project to prisons. But
Oh, so I'm there.
you are there.
Put
Like,
your-
holding microphone with your hand in your pocket.
Thank you.
You're looking fine.
Yeah, man.
They chose a good photo.
Allah.
But on the left, you are still featured.
What have I done again?
Interview.
Okay.
Disaster looms on Ayi Mensah Ebri Mountain.
Give me that one.
A leading climate scientist at the University of Ghana has issued a stark warning that residents building on hilly slopes around Accra, particularly within the Ayi Mensah Ebri stretch, could be heading towards a potential disaster, as unchecked construction and environmental degradation threaten to trigger deadly landslides. Professor Kwejo Owusu, Director for Climate Change and Sustainability Studies at the university's Department of Geography and Resource Development, cautioned that the increasing wave of construction on slopes in areas such as Ayi Mensah and Ebri poses what he describes as a second time bomb. Quote, once you put weight on a slope without understanding what it can take, you destabilize it. When the soil becomes saturated during heavy rains or even under prolonged dry conditions, the slope can give way.
Yesterday we were discussing this. Now,
Yes.
let me take you to the High Street Journal. Transportation is featuring a lot today.
Yeah.
So, you know, the airport issues,
Yes.
then the Voxy matter.
Yes.
Now, the High Street Journal says Ghana's importation of minibuses is a prescription of painkillers to a patient that needs surgery.
Thank you.
This is the summary of the story. Ghana's minibus imports may worsen congestion as poor planning, bad roads, and weak public transport system drive inefficiency. Critics urge structural reform, warning that adding vehicle treats symptoms, not the underlying causes of transport challenges. I would say this is really great, but we still need more buses.
Absolutely.
All right, they must be deployed efficiently, and there must be a proper engagement with the transport unions. But I feel like we need the buses because the situation in the past 8 weeks has been really, really bad for commuters.
But later this evening, I will be with the Institute of Engineers. We'll be discussing the built space, built environment.
What are they discussing?
So we're looking at you see that construction under the East Legon flyover thing is the main case study for regulation, professional ethics, code of conduct, and then the municipal assemblies, authorities, supervisory role. But for now, let me take your attention to the built environment again, saying there, choke drains trigger flooding at Dr. Mensah Market. A downpour on Easter Monday turned parts of the Dr. Mensah Market in Kumasi Metropolis into a flood zone, displacing traders and bringing business activities to a standstill. The rain, which lasted for less than 2 hours, quickly overwhelmed the area's drainage system, leaving major sections of the market and surrounding roads submerged. Traders were forced to abandon their stores as flood waters cut off access to the busy commercial hub. The situation was worsened by heavily choked drains filled with plastic waste.
You know that in Kumasi they've been struggling with their land refills. So yesterday the assembly said they were working to restore usage of that.
Let me wrap up for you, Bernard, with a story from East Africa, East and Central Africa, but should be interesting for us also because in spite of all the unfriendliness of their relationships, Tanzania, Burundi, and DRC and the DRC have advanced a joint corridor that is going to link to Dar es Salaam.
Wow.
So Tanzania, Burundi, and the Democratic Republic of Congo have approved a progress report on the feasibility study for the Nsongati Kindu section of their planned standard gauge railway corridor, marking a key step forward in the development of a major regional transport lane. What is happening is that, Bernard, there's competition to become a hub amongst that lot, but they are also collaborating to make sure that they can move through each other's countries.
Meanwhile, we in West Africa, the onions from Nigeria, Niger through Nigeria were blocked. We have two agri-related stories, just headlines. Ginger supply crunch disrupts market trade as sellers call for policy intervention. Now it says ginger traders are warning that bulk buying is causing shortages and rising prices, hurting businesses. They urge government to boost production, while tomato sellers support irrigation but demand processing and export opportunity. That's one. Then still on agri, there's another one in the High Street Journal that says Asia's rice revolution is leaving Ghana playing catch up. And the summary says Ghana's rice sector lags behind Vietnam, India, and Thailand due to low productivity and weak irrigation, with rising imports highlighting the lack of a coherent domestic production strategy. We are in the second year. A lot of this policies of the government, we have to start seeing the results. And so we'll see whether we can speak to some of the people in that sector for some updates in the coming days.
And many rice farmers in Esuchari and other places have complained that their rice have not still been bought despite the agri minister's visit.
Yes, so I asked a reporter to go there yesterday. I don't know if the news editor did that. To go to Esuchari to speak to rice.
For you. But Bernard, I saw that the people in Kaswa are working. They are demolishing and moving.
No, since Wednesday.
The people should stop cursing the people who are doing their work. They should stop cursing. Bernard.
Why? They were cursing there?
There was a traffic light at some place that apparently for years nobody had even seen the traffic light. Somebody had built a shop around the traffic light. If not for the demolition,
we didn't know
there was a traffic light there.
Inside somebody's shop.
They should sack them all.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
City Business News at 7. with Neil Latte. Latte, good morning.
Good morning, Bernard. Welcome to the breakfast edition of City Business News on 97.3 City FM, brought to you by MTN, EcoBank, and Valex. Coming up, Explorco under pressure to recover more than $500 million to the Petroleum Holding Fund. Also, sachet water producers hold on to price increments but push government for urgent industry relief measures. Much later, Ghana's free zones may be costing more than they deliver as concerns grow over revenue losses due to tax rebates. I am Ni Latte. Many thanks indeed for your company this morning. Details of our stories now. The Public Interest and Accountability Committee, that's PIAC, is mounting pressure on the subsidiary of the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, Explorco, to account for petroleum revenues totaling $561 million and deposit the funds into the Petroleum Holding Fund. PIAC's demand follows reports that Explorco failed to remit the amount owed to government between 2022 and 2024. At the 2025 PIAC annual report launch, chairperson of PIAC, Richard Elima, emphasized the need for full compliance to ensure transparency and proper management of the country's petroleum revenues.
Another finding is that Explorco, a subsidiary of GMPC, has persistently failed to account for petroleum revenue due the Republic of Ghana to the tune of $561 million between 2022 and 2024, after numerous calls by PIAC for the revenues to be accounted for and deposited into the petroleum revenue. We have had a back and forth with GMPC over this many times, and we haven't shifted our position. GMPC has also not shifted its position. We still maintain, at PIAC, that the $561 million that Explorco had from its lifting of petroleum belong to the people of Ghana. It should be deposited in the Petroleum Holding Fund for the people of Ghana. But GMPC disagrees. Okay. So our recommendation is that the money should be returned to the PHF.
Richard Elima is chairman of the Public Interest and Accountability Committee. Meanwhile, economist Professor Peter Korte is pushing for renewed investment in the country's upstream petroleum sector as Ghana's crude oil production extends its downward trajectory for a sixth consecutive year.
I mean, we've seen the decline in production, which we've highlighted in the report, that they need to ramp up production because but that all requires investment. It requires investment. We are not attracting enough investors into the industry. But let's also note that some investors are moving away from fossil fuel. They are going to the renewables and the rest. So you need to make it more attractive to get more investors into the sector. And as a country, it shouldn't just be external foreign investors. We as a country should also have a stake. We should increase our investment in the area through GMPC, invest more into the area so we're able to drill more wells and have an increase in production.
Professor Peter Korte is an economist. Moving on, government says it remains open to reviewing taxes on petroleum products amid recent increases in palm prices. However, it cautions that any decision must be carefully considered to protect long-term economic stability. There is more in the following report by City Business News' Daniel Sakiti.
Minister for Energy and Green Transition, Dr. John Jinapor, speaking at this year's COMAC Safety Week, said ongoing engagements with key stakeholders, including the Finance Minister, are focused on assessing the full fiscal and market implications before any policy action is taken.
We want to ensure that the products are available. We want to ensure that we take steps to cushion you when it comes to prices. But finally, we want to ensure that even as we do that, we do not hurt the economy so that it comes back to bite you in the long term.
Chief Executive Officer of the National Petroleum Authority, Godwin Eduji Temaklo, on his part stressed that Ghana has adequate fuel stocks, providing a buffer against potential supply disruptions.
Today in Ghana, for diesel, we have almost 8 weeks of import cover. Today in Ghana, for petrol, we have almost 6.8 weeks of cover.
Meanwhile, Chief Executive Officer of COMAC, Dr. Revesinopon, says the chamber would deepen engagement with the National Petroleum Authority to address the rising incidence of fuel tanker accidents and strengthen safety standards across the downstream petroleum sector.
We are still going to continue with all the engagement we've had with MPA and them because they have 100% responsibility of the incident and accident that happened as far as the BRVs are concerned. For OMCs, how we are affected is that the fuel is not able to reach the source.
CEO of COMAC, Dr. Reverson, upon ending that report by my colleague Daniel Sakiti. You are still listening to the breakfast edition of City Business News on 97.3 Citi FM. I am Ni Latte. Sachet water packaging manufacturers are calling on government to consider providing some form of relief to support the industry after deciding to keep prices unchanged despite rising production costs. President of the association, Ebo Boche, made the appeal at a press conference in Accra where he announced that producers will maintain current prices for sachet water packaging for at least the next 1 to 2 months. According to him, manufacturers had initially planned to review prices due to increasing costs of polymers and related packaging materials. However, following discussions with the Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, the association decided to absorb the rising cost in the national interest.
Considering the fact that sachet water is a basic necessity for over 33 million Ghanaians, yes, we are losing money if we go back to the old price, but then for the fact that we love Ghana and Ghana must thrive, we've decided to absorb the shock. Yes, we are going to lose money, but then we are going to absorb the shock, keep the old prices for at least a month or 2, and we expect that it will trickle down to the sachet water producers as well. Madam will pass on this good message to His Excellency the President, so we'll also get some reliefs as we may deserve.
Ebo Boche is the president of the Ghana Plastic Manufacturers Association. Ghana's long-standing free zones regime is coming under fresh scrutiny, with concerns mounting that generous tax incentives may no longer be delivering sufficient economic returns. A new analysis by the Center for Policy Scrutiny suggests the country could be leaving significant revenue on the table, especially as global tax rules evolve and competition for corporate taxes intensifies. Tax analyst Isaac Danso-Ejiri, while presenting the findings, warned that emerging global tax rules could further erode Ghana's revenue base if reforms are further delayed.
Maybe it's about time, as we try to leverage our revenues, to look into it and see whether the taxes we have forgone, the tax expenditures associated with free zones, are justified by the benefits that we have received from these companies operating in our free zones. After 30 years, it's time for us to look at it, especially because now we have a global minimum tax, that the OECD, inclusive framework, working with its members have introduced. And that means that there's a potential that those foreign entities that are working in those free zones entities, if by some calculation, we do not take the effective 15% corporate tax, that money is being left on the table and is going to be taken by other countries. So it's time for us to review and be sure whether the tax advantages and the tax expenditures we are incurring on these free zone concepts are really working the way it should work, and we are getting the value of it. Else, there are modern approaches. People are moving to specialized economic zones.
Tax analyst Isaac Danso-Ejiri. On the forex markets this morning, the dollar trading at 11 cedis 80 pesos, the British pound at 15 cedis 70 pesos. That of the euro could be sold to you at 13 cedis 75 pesos. Mind you, these remain average rates from forex bureaus and not the Bank of Ghana's interbank rates. And that's it for the breakfast edition of City Business News, brought to you by MTN, EcoBank and Valex. There is more news on our website, citynewsroom.com/business. I am Ni Latte. I wish you a good business day.
The other day, I visited Kweku at his spunky new office to congratulate him on opening his business. And man, was I impressed. The business is just moving quick. The sales, customers, everything is just working seamlessly. The secret? He said,
it's MTN Business Broadband. In this fast-paced environment, we need fast and reliable internet to support all business types. No laggy online meetings, great download and upload speeds, impeccable business management systems, all inclusive. I mean, you can have it all.
Shout! I signed on immediately.
To enable your business stay ahead and stay connected, make sure you're signed on to the best internet made just for businesses. MTN Business Broadband. Sign up today on broadband.mtn.com.gh and manage your account on my MTN app. Call 0244 308 111 for more information.
MTN. This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
L to the L to the L to the L. Hey.
11 after 7, Latte just went by with the business news, City Business News, brought to you by MTN. MTN makes the eSIM and its acquisition very easy. No long queues, no waiting. They've flipped the script and you can literally set up your eSIM yourself right from your couch. No queues, no wait, no ticket. Just open the My MTN app, follow the steps and you'll be live. It's the ultimate life hack. So grab your phone, download the My MTN app now if you haven't already, and skip the queue today. Set up the eSIM in the comfort of your home. Gabby Affairs here with Kickoff. That's brought to you by Lesheho Savings and Loans, and they have great news just for you. Their Fala season is on from now until the end of this month. Our interest rates have been reduced further just for you. Apply for a loan today to sort out all your needs at the best rates on the market. This be Fala season, Angaza. Just WhatsApp or call now on 02700 4799. Always remember terms and conditions apply. Lesheho, let's improve life. Just before Gabi comes, I know you are looking for a water storage tank. Go for the original, go for the best, go for Poly Tank. And while you are at it, choose the Sumo Super because you get 10% off that premium multiple layer Sumo Super tank. Visit any Polytank outlet today, ask for Sumo Super and save over 1,000 Ghana cedis. Polytank is the original. We do not request for Momo payments online though. Hello Ghana. If you're tired of the Accra hustle and traffic, take a quick escape to the cool, peaceful mountains of Ebri at Beposo Wellness Resort. Whether it's for business, a weekend break, pure relaxation, Beposo gives you calm, comfort, and fresh mountain air. The perfect place to rest and reset. And guess what? It's only 30 minutes drive from Accra. Visit once and you will never want to leave. Call us now, 0200 5576 99. BeposoResort.com is how to book. Beposo Wellness Resort, peace lives here. Gabi Affairs in where Kickoff.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Thursday, April 9, 2026. Time now for the very latest in the world of sports, right on 97.3. Coming up.
Oh, it's a lovely ball. Kvaratskhelia in on goal and scores. Liverpool unpicked. Kvaratskhelia doubles. Paris Saint-Germain's advantage.
All right, so Desiree Doué and Kvaratskhelia Kvaratskhelia scoring the goals to give a dominant Paris Saint-Germain a 2-0 win over Liverpool last night at the Parc des Princes in the UEFA Champions League, also in Spain.
Is Barcelona created and couldn't finish off. Ruggieri's cross, Sola 2-0. That's a huge goal in this tie and in the Champions League of 25-26.
Alexander Soloth with the icing on the cake for Atletico Madrid as they stand Barcelona 2, a 2-0 win at the Camp Nou. More reactions coming up, plus the Europa League updates and also some World Cup related stories right here on Kickoff. Kickoff is proudly brought to you by Polytangana and Lasheho. Let's improve life. I'm Gabriel. Let's begin with the Black Stars. And Ghana's search for a new head coach is nearing its conclusion, with Sports and Recreation Minister Kofi Adams confirming that an appointment for the next Black Stars coach will be made by Friday or the latest Monday, April 13. Speaking in a yet-to-be-aired interview on Channel 1 TV's Upside Down show, the minister revealed that discussions are in their final stages, with only a few candidates left to engage before a decision is reached.
I would say that we are preparing. If I tell you that we are ready today, we don't even have a head coach.
That's
so it means that we are not fully ready yet.
Yeah.
But I see us being ready by the time it's time for us to play our first game.
So we should still be hopeful.
Oh, no, we should be hopeful. This is a World Cup that I believe I see us doing well. We may not have the best of players as we had maybe in some time past, based on they playing together for some time.
Yeah.
But we still have what it takes for us to go very, very far. Maybe possibly even win the World Cup.
Right.
Hopefully, if by this weekend we don't announce the coach, latest by Monday, we should be able to announce our new coach.
Okay, so we are heading somewhere.
We've come very far. They still have just a few more to talk to, and when they finish talking to those few, maybe by Friday we can take a decision. So you either between Friday and Monday, we should be able to let you know.
All right, so latest by Monday, that's the sports minister speaking to the host of Channel 1 TV's Upside Down show, Frema Edu Nyame. We start with the Black Stars, and former defender Liadi wants the next coach to be someone capable of taking Ghana far the World Cup. He stresses that whoever is appointed must clearly understand the task ahead.
There are a lot of guys who always monitor the national team. There are a lot of coaches. So anyone they will choose. And the ones they will choose are also experienced. They've been in other teams before, so they know how it is. And this is your job, so you know whatever you are going in for, the quality of the players over there, and then your tactics you are going to mount or you are going to put in there for the team to do well. Therefore, anyone they will choose, anyone they will choose to guide the Black Star or coach the Black Star knows what he's coming to do.
All right, so that's the former Black Stars defender Liadi speaking to Citi Sports. Now, just in case you've lost counts, there are 63 days to the start of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. And right here on 97.3, we'll be bringing you the key facts about every country heading into the tournament. So 48 countries will be heading to the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Today, we begin with co-host nation, the United States of America.
The United States men's national team enters the 2026 FIFA World Cup with a history that stretches back to the very beginning of the tournament in 1930. This will be their 12th appearance on football's biggest stage, making them one of the most experienced nations in the CONCACAF region when it comes to World Cup football. The journey has not always been smooth. After early promise, the United States endured a 40-year absence from the competition between 1950 and 1990. Their return came on home soil in 1994, sparking a new era of consistency that saw them qualify for 7 straight tournaments through to 2014. A shock failure to qualify in 2018 briefly halted that progress, but the team bounced back in 2022, reaching the round of 16 before exiting against the Netherlands. Overall, the numbers tell a story of growth: 9 wins, 8 draws, and 20 losses across 37 matches. But beyond the statistics are defining moments, including the famous 1950 victory over England and regular breakthroughs from the group stage in the modern era. Their greatest achievement remains the 1930 World Cup in Uruguay, where they reached the semi-finals and were ultimately credited with a 3rd place finish. That run still stands as the deepest by any CONCACAF nation in World Cup history. In more recent times, the 2002 tournaments in Korea and Japan set the modern benchmark. The United States stunned Portugal, defeated Mexico in the round of 16, and pushed Germany in a narrow quarterfinal defeat. Now, as co-hosts alongside Canada and Mexico, the United States will play in front of massive home support, packed stadium, and the energy of a home crowd that could prove decisive. The squad led by Mauricio Pochettino is young and filled with talents drawn from top European leagues. An immediate target is clear: match the achievements of 2002 by reaching the quarterfinals. But with home advantage and growing depth, there's an increasing talk of something more. A place in the semi-finals or even beyond is no longer impossible.
All right, so we'll see how far the United States of America would get to, one of the host nations for this year's World Cup. Also at 3:10 p.m. later today, we're back with the World Cup Diary. So you can join us every Monday to Friday right here 97.3 on the Traffic Avenue. We'll bring you the updates from the World Cup Diaries. Well, away from the Black Stars, let's talk about Ghana's under-17. And they were drawn in Group D alongside Senegal, South Africa and Algeria for the under-17 African Cup of Nations in Morocco, scheduled to take place from April 25. The Starlets are set to face some of the continent's formidable sides at this level following the draw that was held yesterday in Cairo by the Confederation of African Football. But let's get some reactions. And Dutch-born Ghanaian defender Kenneth Osei-Bonsu-Amankwah has set his sights on making Ghana's final squad for the upcoming under-17 AFCON in Morocco. Speaking to Citi Sports, Kenneth Osei-Bonsu, who plays for Excelsior Rotterdam, describes the chance to represent Ghana as a great honor.
I think it means a lot to represent the country where I'm from and where my dad's from, to be able to play for them and represent them at a high level. It feels good internally, but then also it feels good to make my parents proud, my grandparents proud, all of that. So I think it's a very good experience, and it's very good for myself too. Yeah, the Ghanaians, everyone's not here. It's like a community here. Everyone's respectful. The area, the vibes are good. You know, the team, everyone's connected. So I think it's good. Yeah, so I'm looking forward for that. If I were to get selected, it'd be a pride to play in the AFCON for Ghana. Target set for myself every day at training, just go in 100%, try to prove why I belong here, you know.
All right, so that's Dutch-born Ghanaian defender Kenneth Osei-Bonsu-Amankwah. He's with Ghana's under-17 side, the Black Starlets, as they prepare for the under-17 AFCON in Morocco. Well, let's take you to Europe, and Atletico Madrid took a huge step towards reaching the Champions League semi-finals as they claimed an impressive win at 10-man Barcelona. The visitors are not won at the Nou Camp since 2006 before last night, but goals from Julian Alvarez and Alexander Soloth secured a win in the first leg of their quarter-final. The defeat leaves Barcelona with all to do when they travel to Madrid in the second leg next Tuesday. Here's Barca boss Hansi Flick.
I feel a little bit proud about my team because I think it's also first half, also second half, we played well. We are not lucky this match, and I think also they deserve the red card. The goalkeeper plays the ball. It's clear play, and he stops it with the hand. It's double yellow, and it's red card and penalty normally for me.
All right, so that's the Barcelona boss Hansi Flick speaking after his side's defeat to Atletico Madrid. Speaking of Atletico Madrid, we hear from forward Ademola Lookman after the 2-0 win over Barcelona.
Yeah, no, a great win today, 2-0 away from home. Never easy to play against this team. Everybody knows that, but you know, good result today, very good.
Did you start the game as you wanted? Were you feeling comfortable, or you felt that Barcelona were taking too much of the initiative at the start?
No, I think obviously, you know, they're a great team. You know, they put you in difficult moments for sure. But you know, in moments where we could hurt them, we tried to definitely do that. So you know, as the game went on, you know, we grew in confidence for sure, and you know, we took our moments when they came.
All right, so that's Atletico Madrid forward Ademola Lookman speaking there. Well, let's take you to France, and Liverpool's Champions League hopes are hanging in the balance after a demoralizing defeat by reigning European champions Paris Saint-Germain. Their 16th loss of the season. Desiree Doué's deflector strike looked over the head of Giorgio Mamardashvili to give PSG the lead before Kvisha Kvaratskhelia doubled the advantage with a moment of brilliance. We hear from PSG boss Luis Enrique.
You score never enough goals, especially when you have to come back to Anfield. But I think we deserve that victory. Maybe it's a pity we couldn't score one more goal because we created in the second half 2 and 3 clear chances, but you have to accept that now is the moment resting and trying to focus on the next match.
All right, so that's PSG boss Luis Enrique speaking there. Now let's get to Liverpool boss Arne Slot.
No, of course, you don't want to lose, let alone with 2-goal difference. But if you look at the game today, I think we can only be lucky with losing here with only 2-0 because, like last season, Paris Saint-Germain was by far the better team today. It generated a lot of chances, and like last season, our goalkeeper was our best player. But I saw what I was hoping for, fighting spirit from my team. They've given everything. Trying to prevent them from scoring, but yeah, it's quite complicated against this machine Luis Enrique has created over here.
All right, so that's Liverpool boss Arne Slot speaking there. Now to this, and Leicester City have lost their appeal against their 6-point deduction for breaching English football financial rules. The sanction was imposed on the club in February by an independent commission and saw the Foxes fall from 17th to 20th. However, they have since dropped into the championship relegation zone and a point adrift of safety with 5 games remaining. Now, before I leave, Aliou Cisse has resigned as the head coach of the Libyan national football team. Cisse, who announced his resignation on Wednesday morning, said the experience had been an incredible enriching adventure. The former Senegal manager confirmed his departure on Wednesday via his official Instagram account shortly after leading the Mediterranean Knights in a friendly match against Liberia. So that's it regards to Libya and also Aliou Cisse. That marriage is over. Well, that's the very latest in the world of sport. For more, you can head to citysportsonline.com and on X at City Sports JH. We'll be back later at 3:10 p.m. on the Traffic Avenue with the World Cup Diaries. Kickoff is proudly brought to you by Polytangana and Lesheho. Let's improve life. I'm Gabi Ofe. Enjoy the rest of your day. Do take care and bye-bye.
From now to the end of Ghana month, Polytank is celebrating with you. We are giving you over 1,000 Ghana cedis for free on our premium Sumo Super range of water tanks in celebration of Ghana. Sumo Super is designed to last, giving you peace of mind for your home, project, or business. Don't miss this limited time offer. Visit any Polytank outlet today. Ask for Sumo Super and save over 1,000 Ghana cedis. Polytank, the original, always the best. Panono Ankasa. Beware, Polytank does not request for Momo online.
If you need unique services, innovative financial solutions, we deliver on our promise, cause we are number one. Let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey, mama, hey, mama, hey, mama. Even when you're stuck with nothing, come to let's share go. No matter your situation, come to let's share go. Let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey, mama. Let's share go, we improve your life.
Dear business owner, congrats on not giving up on your business. You deserve a medal, and your business deserves to be taken to the next level. In fact, it's about time you run a Zenith Bank SME account so you and your business can enjoy the perks of the Zenith SME business card. Oga and Oga Madam status.
The Zenith SME Business Card is a Visa debit card for making secure payments for goods and services. Enjoy great benefits such as free customized digital SME training, free marketing toolkits, access to Visa practical skills training, and more. Unlock the potential of your business today. Visit any Zenith Bank branch nationwide and sign up for the Zenith SME Business Card, the ultimate payment solution for SMEs. For more information, visit www.zenithbank.com.gh or call 0302 680-884 or 0307-086-370. Zenith Bank, in your best interests.
Momo. It has made life happen in lots of good ways.
Mr. Kwanzaa, Mr. Insurance claim no.
It has put together beautiful weddings. It has filled the bellies of boys at their favorite wachi joint.
My guy, stop. Who they chop cancel these days?
It has made millions of businesses possible.
No. We are back in business.
With just a few taps, money moves faster, easier, and safer. Momo understands the weight of your trust in us. We continuously enhance security with features like self-paying reset to help you protect your money. Momo will only call you with 0244 300,000. No MTN or Momo staff will call or ask for your PIN or one-time password. Do not transfer funds to anyone whose identity you have not verified. Do not approve any prompts you have not initiated. Momo, still Wunsaka.
Attention all Ghanaian students in basic to senior high schools. Want to win 15,000 Ghana cedis? Join the Kofi A. Teria Good Citizenship Challenge now. Form a team of at least 5 students and embark on a community service initiative that will make a real difference. For more details, call 050-591-0960. The final submission deadline is 30th June 2026.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
On the Citi Breakfast Show. Today's Thursday the 9th. I was mentioning that we are in the 99th day of the year. Do you number the days? Are you grateful for how far you've come? And a couple of birthdays coming through. Happy birthday to brother Isaac Ninson and brother Sebastian Mensah. of Ashaiman MYF. God bless your new age and grant you grace, joy, and success in all your endeavors. Wishing you both a wonderful celebration. Enjoy your day to the fullest. Happy birthday to you, Sewa Jogbenuku, partner consulting at Deloitte, from your partners at Deloitte and other staff. Happy birthday to Nila. You bring so much joy to our lives. We love you more than words can say. We're grateful to be your parents. From Mr. and Mrs. Minta to Nila. Happy birthday to Hamdia Fusaini Moro, coming in from your father. You are a student of the West Africa Senior High School, WAS, at Denta. Your dad is the vice chairman of Accra to Folk RCC. You're 16 years old today. Happy birthday from your father. There are two things I want to deal with this morning. The report, I'll come back to you. The report the Road Safety Commission released on the use of Toyota Voxy vehicles as for commercial purposes. Very good report. We'll read highlights and discuss that. Also, freight forwarders are complaining about a new AI system that has been deployed at the port to reduce the discretion of customs officers in valuation. This AI system is called Publican, which seems reasonable on paper, but the freight forwarders have a case, or they are making a case, so we'll try and get both sides of the issue. So those are the two things on my mind, but I think there are a few more requests coming through.
And belated birthday wishes to a special lady, Bertha Asiedua Edu, finance manager of IMAX Media Limited, and also a business woman. This is from Audrey and I to Bertha.
All right. It's time to make that move. It's time for a cold malt Guinness. When your mind, body, and the Malta Guinness unite, nothing is beyond your reach. Vim up your daily pursuits with a revitalizing taste of Malta Guinness packed with B vitamins. Now, it's a drink like none other. Quality refreshment boosted with B vitamins and brewed with sorghum and malt. Charge forward towards your goal. Remember to always look out for the proudly made in Ghana symbol on every bottle of Malta Guinness or every can. Malta Guinness, we move. Republic Bank is here for many things. For your dream home, talk to us about our mortgages. For your SME to grow, we have SME and corporate banking solutions. We also have retail and commercial banking products. We do investment and trust management. Call us on 0800 414 414. That's our toll-free number. You can also WhatsApp Republic Bank on 0546 414 414. This is the Republic Verse. Do more, shine more, big up. Don't forget to get a new Techno, the all-new Camon 50 series, the 50 Pro or the 50 Ultra with eSIM support with many amazing features, including AI reflection remover, shadow remover, and AR dazzle remover. There's also a one-tap flash memo function for scanning documents and the improved Ella AI assistant as a live companion. Visit any Techno store today to choose from our wide range.
So, you know that moment when the alarm rings and life is already asking questions. Campus, office, hustle, and dreams are waiting to be chased. Those are the moments when you need something that helps you show up and keep going. That's why Cowbell Coffee stays with me every single moment, whether you're grinding for that exam, pushing deadlines at work, or cooking up the next big idea. Cowbell Coffee gives you that creamy taste and rich coffee aroma to kickstart your day right, and you can enjoy it anytime, because success doesn't happen overnight. It's the little moments, the early mornings, the late nights, and through it all, Cowbell Coffee day with you. Cowbell Coffee with you every moment. Are you dreaming of studying abroad or taking the IELTS test? Have you ever been scammed or charged unnecessary fees just to submit your study abroad applications? At IDP Education, our counseling and application support services are completely free, helping you save your
finances while securing genuine opportunities abroad. Your journey begins with IDP Education, your trusted global partner for study abroad services and IELTS testing. IDP offers expert free support for study abroad applications to the UK, US, Australia, New Zealand, Ireland, and Canada, helping thousands of students achieve their international dreams every year. Visit us at Osu Ako Ajay and in Edum, in Siase, in Kumasi. Call us 020-256-6614 or 054-233-1052. Book your IELTS test today. Speak to our counselors and take the first step towards your future abroad. Now, people are winning big on 590 mobile. This is how to do it. NLA has increased the playing time of your favorite 590 mobile from Monday to Saturday. Noon rush starts from 8:30 p.m. and closes at 1:25 p.m. the next day, while the evening draw starts at 1:30 p.m. closes at exactly 7:55 p.m. More time to stake more time to win more. Note though, Sunday Aseda remains the same with no change. Catch all the 590 mobile evening live draws from Monday special, Sunday Aseda GTV broadcast 8 p.m. to 8:15 p.m. Always remember to stake responsibly. Call 0308-249-477 for enquiries. 590 mobile down Sem.
A couple more birthday requests coming through. Happy birthday to Sir Ostrop Charles Quist. God bless you abundantly and grant you protection from your dad Pedro and Lady Valerie, coming in from Jimmy Quist. Good morning, Bernard and team. Join me saying, good day to the Lord for adding another year to my age. Indeed, He's been faithful to me from my cradle days to this very day. 40 years of existence. This is coming in from Felix Oman. Happy 40th birthday to you. And another one that just came through. Happy birthday to my sister from another mother, Sadia Ibrahim of Parliament House. God bless your new age, from Fatima and the kids. So let's start off with this one. The GRA sent a memorandum to all ports and stations on the 10th of March. So exactly a month ago, or a day to a month ago, on the subject directive on the use of the publican AI system for import clearance and assessment. Official language is difficult to read, but for the purpose of the program, I'll read it. Reference is made to the Ministry of Finance letter dated 5th March regarding the operationalization of the publican AI system for import clearance and assessment. The GRA wishes to inform all officers that with effect from 12 March 2026, the use of the publican system is mandatory for all import clearance processes. The introduction of the system is in line with Customs Act 2015, Act 891, and related amendments and regulations. Effective 12 March 2026, all customs officers involved in the clearance, take note of the words, clearance, inspection, valuation, and assessment of imports are hereby directed to utilize the database, risk assessment, and decision outputs generated by the publican AI system as the primary basis to complement decision-making in the import clearance process. All classification, valuation, and risk profiling decisions must consider the outputs of the publican AI system report on relevant declaration. Officers are to ensure that all entries have been processed through the AI platforms before any assessment or release is authorized. Officers are not permitted to finalize any evaluation without reference to the values provided by the publican AI system. Furthermore, officers are prohibited from completing any assessment based on values lower than those issued by the publican AI system. For the avoidance of doubt, where an officer's valuation outcome is lower than the values provided by the publican AI system, the values of the publican system shall be used as the basis for computing the applicable taxes. On the other hand, where an officer's valuation is equal to or higher than the values provided by the publican AI system, the officer's valuation shall stand. So I think this is where the people are not happy. It's like the regulators are always tending to the higher valuation. To ensure transparency and stakeholder concerns, there's an established publican system secretariat that will serve as the central point for receiving, reviewing, and resolving all appeals, disputes, or challenges that may arise from importers and other stakeholders in relation to decisions generated by the publican AI system. Collection level officers are prohibited from entertaining direct appeals against AI generated decisions. All disputes must be formally referred to the secretariat. Importers or agents disputing an AI generated assessment must submit their appeals along with supporting documentation to the Secretariat for final determination. Conclusion. The introduction of the Publican AI system is a critical step towards enhancing efficiency, transparency, and revenue assurance. That nice word again. Comes up almost every 3 years. All officers are required to cooperate fully with this transition. Heads of collections are to ensure that all officers under their command are aware of and strictly adhere to this directive. Failure to utilize the AI system as the primary decision-making tool may result in disciplinary action. Signed, Anthony Kwesi Sapong. Before I get into the details, I hope you remember in 2019-ish, the MPP government also came up with some classification system or valuation system that generated a lot of controversy by importers. I think it was eventually reversed. Yeah, but it was, but that one was not an AI. It was just they came up with a rubric for classifying imports, which some importers were not happy with. If somebody can remember, remind me of the name. But it just popped up in my head. But it's something that came up. Then I also want to give another background that we've gone through a series of controversies around who does the clearing. GCNet has something, and then some other people came. Now we have ECUMS, which do other things. So the whole port is a very controversial space. Right. Having said this statement I read is written officially. My understanding of what they are saying is that customs officers who do classification, valuation, and risk profiling typically have some discretion, but the GRA has, through this directive, instructed that they should use an AI system for the import clearance and assessment, so that the process of clearance, which includes inspection, valuation, and assessment of import values, should be done with reference to an AI system. That's basically what it is. Now, what are the freight forwarders saying? Let's talk to them to hear their side. I suspect they are not happy. So who do I have on the line? His name is Eric Amwa Amponsa. Who is Eric? Eric is the head of Research, Monitoring and Advocacy Committee, Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders. He's also the vice president of the Transport Forum Ghana. Mr. Amwa Amponsa, good morning. Thanks for joining us. Good morning, Eric. Hello. We'll sort that out in a second. We're trying to get the reaction of the freight forwarders to this system. Say again.
Was what we are looking for, the benchmark values.
Thank you. Yeah, that was the thing. Benchmark values. Yeah. So now, that one, I think they decided to use that because they felt that, again, the valuation at the time was not giving government the right revenue, and there was also misclassifications. So I think they came up with they assessed some values based on some data set and said it must relate to this number.
This range,
the importers were not happy.
True.
Now this new system is now AI generated. Is Eric on the line, or is it me who's not hearing him? All right. So these are preliminary, and then of course who are the stakeholders here? There's the Ministry of Finance, who are in charge of fiscal policy. Then there's the Ghana Revenue Authority, who obviously want to increase revenue. Then under them the Customs Division, who are in charge of revenue at the ports, entry ports. Another background I'll give you. Yeah. There were a couple of weeks ago, I interviewed the Deputy Finance Minister 3-4 weeks ago about some people bringing some goods into the country that were supposed to have been diverted through transit, and they had said that they were going to do some changes at the inland ports, and then they banned
some products from coming.
So they banned about 6 categories of products from coming in through the land ports, and they felt like the seaport was the right place to bring those things. I think there was cooking oil, and there was a few other things. So these backgrounds are important for you to know the tussle at the port. So while on one hand we want to make Ghana less import dependent, a lot of the things we use are imported, and a lot of the revenue the government gets is from import duties. And so the government is always trying to find a way to increase that. And of course, people also feel like if you if the import duties are too high, then the cost of the product is too high, and therefore inflation goes up. So there's a whole tussle there. This is not a new thing. We'll try and get Eric on the line shortly. Let me summarize what I know of their complaints.
Right.
Since there's, I don't know whether it's a phone line or whatever is going on. So they reached out to me this Tuesday. Bernard, I'm reaching out to you, or we are reaching out to you because we, the freight forwarders, are outraged. The Ministry of Finance has forced a new AI system called Publican AI onto our ports, and from day one, it's been nothing short of corrupt. Let me tell you why we are furious. The ministry has flatly refused to give any basic information about the people behind the AI, who they are, and what they were registered to do before, what expertise they have in the field, or any past achievements they can point to. Nothing. They are hiding behind secrecy, and we have been left with no choice but to take this issue to the high courts of Ghana. But that's not all. The values this AI is spitting out are beyond ridiculous. They are destructive. How on earth can the same product, same quantity, same weight be given two completely different values by the same system? It defies logic. And now this AI is generating values that are 3 to 4 times the original amounts. I am attaching documents so you can see for yourself just how wicked this AI is towards importers, traders, and the general public. One document shows a shipment cleared in 2024 when the exchange rate was 15 to 1. Back then, they paid over $239,000 for 5 containers. Now, look at this. Just last month, March 2026, when the exchange rate has actually improved to about 10 to 1, they are paid over 532,000 cedis for only 3 containers. Same product, same quantities, same weight, same source. Senior, how on earth can this be? It makes no sense. It is crushing our people. Please, I am begging you, help us deal with this issue in whatever way you can. Do your best, and know we are counting on your support. Yours in frustration and hope.
Allah.
I've never heard this kind of closing greeting.
Frustration and hope.
Yours in frustration and hope. Then they mention their name. So not yours sincerely, not yours ever, not yours truly.
In frustration and hope.
Yours in the struggle. So I want to understand them better. I've also reached out to the GRA and asked them to come and explain their side of the story. So far, I haven't made any progress there, but that will not stop.
But those are your people.
It will not stop me. Media, I'll do what I have to do. I'll give you the chance to talk. If you don't talk, it won't stop me. Those days when we started doing radio, when you call people and say, oh, somebody says something, let's discuss. And they'll say, oh, we'll come back to you in 2 weeks. Then you forget. When I come to you and you don't mind me, I'll still proceed.
But I just
it's a free country.
I was trying to get information, on this. I'm on the Publican Trade Solutions website.
Good.
I click on things and nothing is opening.
Hey. The Ghana Publican or the other publication.
So there's the mother company that designed, which is Ultra. That website works.
But this, what I understand, is that it's a system that the customs people plug into when they are about to do the valuation.
Yeah, my point is, I'm trying to learn about the company and the product.
And what do you do?
A tech firm.
Yes.
I'm struggling.
You are not getting information.
It's a tech firm.
Yes.
It's not a revenue firm.
Yes, firm. It's a technology.
Yes. So I am here. I'm clicking. Contact us. I'm trying to contact. I'm struggling. Maybe it's my laptop. Caleb, try and see.
Maybe your browser.
Yeah. So Caleb should try.
Yeah, but this doesn't that here.
Because they have no. You see, because the freight forwarder said they've been trying to get case studies, potential clients. Their website cites case studies.
Okay.
So if I could just be able to open,
you should be able to tell you more.
People are listening. They should help me.
They can even call us and
case
answer.
Studies page. I want to hit the tab.
It's very important. I don't even know why we are not able to get Eric. I'm not sure because it's a simple phone line. Unless there's a Fred, what's going on? Is it like a technical issue with the system?
You're also struggling.
It's not working.
Are you calling him by WhatsApp or something? Citi, where are you going?
I'm going to try another laptop.
No, forget about that. Let's call the people to explain their problem first, so that when they finish explaining, they will know what to do.
I want to learn about AI.
Okay, so this is what I was sent. I was sent 2 documents with 2 different periods. One what I can't find the dates on the document. But what I see though is the description of what the issues are. So the unloading point is Sherman. That's where the ship was loaded from, and then details are given, and you can clearly see the calculation of the duty for the products are different, and of course the periods are different. But when I speak to Eric, you explain what it is to me. This looks like two separate transactions over 2 periods. So Mr. Asamoah, thanks for joining us. Can you hear me? Mr. Amponsa, can you hear me? Good morning.
Yes, Bernard. Good morning, and I can hear you clearly.
Good. My understanding of the GRA is that they want their officials at the port, customs officers, to use a system to help their decision making so the state can get fair value for imports. So what is the problem with that?
Okay. So, good morning to you, Bernard, and good morning to your panelists, especially my brother, Godfred. He attended the other school in Dansoman, Martin de Porres, and then I did St. Benedict. So, but we are very close friends. Anyway, good morning to your listeners as well. So, Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, in conjunction with TAG, and the other trade unions raised issues with this new AI customs is rolling out or currently running. And there are 4 thematic areas where we feel we need to take a pause and look at again. One, it has to do with what Ghana as a country has signed under the WTO and the WCO. The WTO is the World Trade Organization, and the WCO is the World Customs Organization. These are 2 international bodies that we as a country have spent our signatures to do our customs valuation according to the standards that are approved internationally. One, what the World Trade Organization seeks to do with what we have signed is every declaration, every duty computation has to first be based on the invoice value. That is, if I, as an importer, decide to buy or I'm importing, let's say, chairs to the tune of $10,000, what the system, what customs by law is supposed to do is to value those products based on the invoice I have received from the shipper. Now, with what this system is running, is it chooses values at will from anywhere it decides, and then it strikes a median. So let me give you a classical example, right? You buy bottled water, and I'm not going to push anybody's brand here. Let's say at the mall for 5 cedis. When you go to a 5-star, a 4-star hotel, you would get that same product selling for 50 or 60 cedis. Now, what this AI has been allowed to do is to choose the price that it deems fit. So if I bought it from the mall at 5 cedis, now the AI has the ability and has the capacity to choose the price from the 5-star hotel where I didn't go to purchase the product from, and then give me that value and calculate duties on it. So what it does in the long run is it shoots basic duty payment and invoice values through the roofs. Now let's also get to this. Customs has officers who have been trained over the last 10, 15, 20, 30 years working at valuation, who have the capacity and the ability to go back if they sense that the invoice you have submitted is wrong. They have the ability to go back to the shipper to verify the invoice and the values on the invoice. This AI doesn't have that capacity. This AI would not even go when you have attached your own value to. Just yesterday, I was talking to my senior forwarder, Johnny Mate, Funny enough, guess what this AI has been able to do in the history of this country, and it's the first time. A Dodge Ram car was valued as a ram, the animal ram, and given a chassis and a value.
Are you serious?
We can't. That's why I quoted the name of my senior, the former Guest President, Fatima District.
A Dodge Ram was classified as the male of a sheep.
Yes.
But how did they give it a number then? How did they get a VIN?
So this is some of the challenges we are raising, that this AI has to be pulled back and dealt with. Number two, what it is now doing to the port is we are beginning to see congestions. I gave you a document, and I'm giving you the dates. I'm not permitted to give the client's names and declaration numbers.
Sure.
The date is 20th of September 2024. What the clients brought in were 5 40-footer containers that contain what we call the jumbo rolls. That is usually the rolls that come in large quantities. They are then chopped down into tissues, into these face towels, and the toilet rolls we use. The client brought in 5 of these products, 40-footers. Now, at that time, the exchange rate we were dealing with was 15.6453. I have intentionally taken my time to mention it out to you. 15.6493. These 5 containers came up to a little over 239,000 Ghana cedis. A little over 239 Ghana cedis for 5 containers that are 40 footers. Fast forward to just 31st of March this very year, 2026. The client came in with the same product, but this time, instead of the 5 containers, the client came in with 3 containers. The exchange rate we are dealing with is 10.9755. So there's been a reduction in our exchange rates by 5 cedis, that is to the dollar. These 3 containers under this new AI came up to a little over 532,000 Ghana cedis. Bernard, kindly get what we are talking about. In 2024 of September, the same products, the exchange rate that it came with was 15 Ghana cedis, 64.98 pesos, with 5 containers. The exchange rate was higher. The quantities were higher. Same product, same commodity, same quantity, same weight. It came up to 239,000 Ghana cedis, a little above that. This new AI system, it is not helping us do proper valuation. It is not being fair to the system. Now, this whole issue is because clients are now not having money to pay. I have a client who I need to pay about 3 containers for. They are willing to do 1 container and allow the 2 to go for auction. Okay. Because the value 1 container is taking is actually the value for almost all the 3 containers that were supposed to come in last year.
Good. So you said you are making 4 points. Just because of time, you said number 1, okay, by WT and WCO, you are supposed to use invoice value, but this AI uses values that you don't know where they get it from. Number 2, that's right, is leading to congestion at the ports. And then you give an example of the same product, same quantity, 2 different dates, better exchange rate now, and yet we're paying more because the valuation was higher. So I suspect that's your 3rd point, right?
Yes.
So what's your final point? Then I can ask you a couple of questions.
Okay. My final point is this is leading to unpredictability when it comes to our trade business in this country. Why I'm saying so is now a lot of importers are not bringing in stuff. Those who have already ordered, I can tell you for a fact that speaking to some other senior colleagues, some of their clients have now diverted their containers that are originally supposed to come into Ghana to other neighboring countries to sell them off because they don't think they can pay this.
Okay.
It is leading to a very volatile situation if this issue is not properly handled.
All right, Eric.
For us,
I will pause here and take a break. When I come back, I will get the official response from the state or the government, and then I'll put you back on.
Okay.
So stay. You can go off. I'll bring you back on. So that was Eric Amo Amponsa, who is the vice president of the Transport Forum Ghana and the head of research and monitoring and advocacy at GIF. We'll come back to this topic. We just want to do tech and social media trends. So he's made 3 or 4 strong cases as to why they think this AI system is not the best. We'll bring you the government response and then we'll continue with the show. But it's time for tech and social media trends though, and it's brought to us by
Telecel
and Edwin Kwakwisi. Edwin, welcome.
Thank you very much, Bernard. Good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
So we start off with news that the police have arrested one 22-year-old Evans Populampo at a shaman for reportedly causing fear and panic. So he, in a video on social media, he dressed up like a bandit and said the caption to his video said, "We are going to start from the Ghanaian churches," basically suggesting that he was going to attack Ghanaian churches, as is done in other countries like Nigeria. So that, of course, people were very upset about it.
He
filmed himself dressed up as a bandit, covered his face and his head as well. So people started tagging the Ghana Police Service, and eventually they picked him up at a Shyman Committee 22. His name is obviously Evans.
What is his reason for that thing he did?
It's just for social media fame, clout.
Oh.
Yes, and now he's been picked up by the police because of it.
Next story.
Next story is the Toyota Voxy, which is trending very heavily. Yesterday, we heard from the Director General of the National Road Safety Authority, Ibrahim Amaliba, who has told the GRA, the Customs Service of the GRA and the DVLA, to ensure that right-hand drives aren't used in the country. So the Voxy, obviously one of the biggest culprits, the bane of Godfred's existence. So people have been complaining consistently about how poorly, recklessly the drivers use it on our streets.
And also the fact that it was never meant for commercial
use, exactly,
and for the kind of distances it's doing, and also the way it is retrofitted.
Yes.
So the report is really rich. We'll read it and get into that later in the show today.
Okay, so we'll move on from that to a story from the UK, the UK's Reform Party, and Nigel Farage, who is the leader of that party. He says if they come into power, they are going to block visas from countries that demand reparations from them. Of course, Ghana tabled or led a resolution at the UN General Assembly for the transatlantic slave trade to be declared as the greatest crime in human history. Obviously, one of the points from that resolution was that reparations should go to the countries that have been affected. He says that if you demand reparations, you're going to block visas from those countries.
And we also block them.
Our next story is Ken Ofori-Atta, the former finance minister, who's trending because he's been granted bail from the ICE detention center. He will reappear before the court later in April, but the big news is that he's out of the ICE detention center, where he's been in for a few months now. So that is also making the news on social media. People still wondering when he will be brought back to the country, or if he will be brought back to the country to face the charges that have been raised against him by our authorities. Let's go to the Champions League, where your concerns were justified. They were very justified. PSG basically
the tune was even a charitable
flattering.
result.
Yeah, it was. Then PSG basically beats Liverpool 2-0. The next leg will be at Anfield, where fans are still optimistic that the Anfield
they will beat Liverpool 3-0. So it will be 5-0 on aggregate. And then the coach will go and say, we missed some chances. And we had good possession. We played good at it.
It's one of the things trending because now Liverpool fans are fed up. They want him out of the club. This is potentially another trophy that maybe could have saved the season that they are losing out on.
He himself, he doesn't believe we can play. I mean,
yeah.
The post-match interviews even are so annoying. It's as if it's a TV pundit. Your team has done some quite like now explain to us what we just
should have done better. Okay, so the other game, Barcelona also lost to Atletico Madrid in the all Spanish tie. Atletico getting revenge for that loss to Barca in the La Liga. Let's move on to some tech news. And I mentioned a few months ago that Google was running down the Windows 10. Asking everyone to move over to Windows 11. Obviously, there are so many people using Windows 10. It was actually 500 million people around the world who use Windows 10. And because people are still struggling to move over to Windows 11, Google is now offering free upgrade to Windows 11 to enable people switch over to Windows 11 very easily. So if you're on Windows 10, now is the opportunity. Free upgrade. You don't have to pay to upgrade to the next service or Windows 11.
Super. I was taking social media trends.
I beg, fix me go betete Ghana. No gari, no oil, no plantain, just beans then eggs.
Hey, bruh, that be dangerous combination, no.
Problem no day. I feel handle am.
For Telecel, with the Bob say everybody gets what they like. That be why Made For Me bundles day. Based on your usage, if you get your own data and call packages, falla! Made For Me bundles like the way you want them. That *530# then buy Made For Me bundles today.
Telecel. Connecting energies.
Your skin deserves the best care possible. Introducing Princess Premium Lotion, crafted with vitamin B3 for all your skin types. Choose from our 4 luxurious variants: Radiant Skin with cocoa butter and vitamin E, Skin Revitalization, enriched with aloe vera and vitamin E, Healthy Glow featuring lemon and vitamin E, plus SPF 15 sun protection, and Skin Rejuvenation with carrot oil and vitamin A. Take care of the future you with Princess Premium Lotion. Princess Premium Lotion is your perfect choice. Available now for your everyday skincare needs. The GC brand, it's all about you. This advert is FDA approved.
Okay, I'll see you soon. Why, baby? Hey, my me say enra my boyfriend akwesi obo *959# e woni phone so. Na we win.
Anita, I don't doggy park.
Oh, wonso a. Akwesi asanso aba number 1. Yeah, mo adwen na ho. Ene de wo so ye me show papa bi. Na me de toss me short sexy dress no. Na me sesa me ti. Na me ye me nails no so come on.
Oh, no.
Me fa uba. Make I do some small 1-2 rounds be answer me doing ho. Na we tria. Hey, Nana so he for order. So Chinese any wine papa bi. And they mean this check no.
Hey, Anita.
Na sa ni mia when you TV bi no. Also sound. No to prepared. Na me chilly AC. I no go fit sweat like that. See fine girl.
Hey, Anita.
Jesus.
Baby, I want to know jinawa. Mr. Remember, dial *959#. Oh, iPhone up back to my own. No one can say no sika so what?
Sister, next time Kati call no what? Dial *959# and I call 590mobile.com.gh. Not to be 590 mobile. Head down some.
Sunny Gold Brown Sugar. Available in a shop near you.
Sunny Gold.
Wakashi. This advert is FDA approved.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3. Just like my love everlasting. Beat goes on. Still moving strong. On and on. Do you ever wonder?
8:15 on the City Breakfast Show. Freight forwarders are not happy with a new AI system which the customs has directed be used for import clearance and assessment. We've been speaking to the freight forwarders who have raised 4 issues. They say Ghana has signed on to WTO and WCO conventions which state that we use invoice values for valuation. They're saying that this situation is generating very high figures for imports or high values which are unrealistic, and as a consequence there's congestion at the ports, there's uncertainty and the rest of it. All right, now guys, there was a Daily Graphic story. Was it Monday or Tuesday, or when was it? There was a Daily Graphic story that sought to explain the reason for putting this AI system in place. So if you can go through the story for me.
Yeah, this was March 30 actually.
So that was
customs AI rakes in millions a day. Revenue projected to increase with full rollout. So the government has fully rolled out a new customs classification and valuation system at its ports of entry that has so far proved to be a revenue saver for the state. The Publican Trade Solution, an artificial intelligence based software, helps customs officers to determine the real value of imported goods declared into the customs system. Briefing a section of journalists in Accra yesterday about its performance so far and this before, the Deputy Minister of Finance, Thomas Nyako Ampem, said after a pilot deployment at the port of Tema last month, Publican flagged many declarations that provided an average of $3 million a day extra revenue that would have been lost to various discrepancies. Prior to that, another exercise with 5 importers conducted as a proof of concept before the deployment of Publican helped to detect discrepancies in the values of goods declared, leading to the payment of 25 million Ghana cedi liabilities by the sampled importers. The AI application is being used in many countries. Quote, this average determination works up to close to 1 billion Ghana cedis just for a month. So we project that this system would be able to rake in more customs revenue at the ports of entry, Mr. Nyako Ampem said. Now, the Deputy Minister of Finance was supported by the Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Anthony Kwesi Sapong, as well as scheduled officers from the Ministry of Finance and the Customs Division of the GRA. The briefing, coming about 2 weeks after the deployment of the system, was part of a regular engagement with stakeholders on the deployment of the system so as to straightening out any edges that may be going out of line. Now, quarter of all transactions flagged. Mr. Nyako Ampem said since Publican went live on March 11 this year, it had so far endorsed the clearing of 75.3% of all declarations made to customs and flagged 24.7% as being below the accepted values that pertain to those goods globally. The system aggregates data from multiple sources in real time, comparing values of the same goods from the same sources to determine discrepancies in declaration or confirm them. It therefore helps customs officers during classification and valuation to arrive at decisions in just about 5 minutes, a departure from the previous system when the same task was completed in about 2 hours. A decision-making and risk management tool, that's the Publican, does not replace the integrated customs management system, ICUMS or ECUMS, which is the main interface used for declaration, clarification, classification, valuation, and clearing of goods at Ghana's ports of entry, but augments other risk management tools and helps the customs officers to make decisions concerning the real values of imports, hence helping to safeguard their revenues. So the deputy minister said with Publican, GRA had also introduced a new system where instead of one customs officer handling a dispute which could lead to collusion in passing what should be flagged, disputes were now being handled by a committee which sat twice a week. Now, he also said that complaints resolution being handled by the committee, which were already part of the custom system, were to curtail individual discretion in classification and valuation decision making. Now, delays have been resolved according to the statement. Now, some importers and clearing agents have raised concerns about delays with the new customs AI system at the port, saying it sometimes goes down, rendering importers unable to clear goods for days. Explaining, Mr. Nyako Ampim said besides the usual downtime of ICUMS that occurred once in a while, Publican did not cause delay but provided results in real time. Mr. Sapong added to the explanation, saying that delays occurred in the entry of wrong harmonized system codes, HS codes for goods. Customs identifies every product meant for international trade with the harmonized system codes. Therefore, a wrong code will result in a wrong classification, hence valuation. The Commissioner General added that for the past 2 weeks, the system had been in place. Importers and clearing agents had been asked, according to custom rules, to input the harmonized system codes, which resulted in mistakes with some of them. To further streamline and fast-track the process, Mr. Sapon said Customs, with the approval of the Ministry of Finance, would now allow custom officers to input the correct harmonized system codes for various products identified as wrong, but they must be accepted by the importer. Mr. Sapon said the use of the system by importers and freight forwarders did not come at any extra cost, as the government would bear that in order not to increase the cost of doing business at the ports. The background is that in January, the government announced its intention to deploy the AI system from February 1 this year to improve and facilitate import clearance at the country's entry points, starting with the Tema port. It estimated that the rollout would boost customs revenue by between 40% and 45%, while significantly enhancing speed, efficiency, and transparency in cargo processing. It was also to address entrenched abuses in the use of import declaration forms, IDFs.
Thank you, Caleb, for that. So that was a Daily Graphic story, March 30. We have Eric and Amma back on the line. So, Eric, we've read a story that summarizes the government's position, and if I can sort of highlight the key points. So they've said that 5 importers were used to conduct a proof of concept before the deployment of Publican. Indeed, they said they announced that they would do this from January, and they started implementing it on 11th of March, and they did a pilot with 5 importers. Number 2, they are saying 75% of the classifications that the AI system examined were okay, suggesting that they only found issue with 25%. All right, which means that generally the AI's valuation results align with what the importers may be bringing, so that maybe it's 1/4 of the products that have disputes. That's number 2. Number 3, they say there's a committee that meets twice a week to resolve disputes over classification values. So if you feel like the value they give is too high, the committee, which is not made up of just one person, is a committee, can resolve these matters. So this is my understanding of what the government has said through the story Caleb has just read. What is your response?
Okay, thank you very much, my senior brother Bernard. First and foremost, let me clarify this. GIF, as a body, is not against revenue generation for the states. 2, we don't have a problem upgrading our systems electronically, because initially we were doing manual entry, then we changed through Ghana Link, through GCNet, and then ICOMS. So we also don't have a problem with that. Let me tackle this from the appeal side, where they have set up a committee. Bernard, before Publican was brought into the fray, every appeal was handled at the point of entry. So let's say I'm in Bute, I'm in Paga, I have a problem that needs to be resolved. I have an issue that an appeal has to be done on. You don't have to come to Accra. Now, instead of us running a decentralized system, everybody has to report to Accra. How does this AI help in this situation? So if I'm handling about 100 containers in Paga, and I have a problem with about 30 of them, I'd have to leave and come to Accra and get this thing done. Now, let's understand this. Tema and Takrady are not the only point of entry into this country. So if all other points of entry are supposed to converge in Accra to handle an appeal, where, according to them, they sit twice in a week, we want to know how many documents can they review within that sitting. If we are having about 200 people heading to the ministry, which is currently happening, you have more people moving to the ministry to have this resolved, and they are sitting twice in a week. How many of the appeals can they handle? We need evidence to that situation. Also, they're talking about running a prototype using 5 companies. Running a prototype with 5 companies without stakeholder engagement is a result we are seeing now. Because you can run it on your own, but you would need some level of technical ideas, those on the ground, to tell you, I think it has to be done this way and that way. Stakeholder engagement was not done. As you rightly said, it was supposed to be rolled out early this year, which was in January. But it was delayed because when it was approaching the time for implementation, most of these groupings went against it. We spoke against it. And then they delayed and they engaged us on one occasion. And then they rolled it out. As I speak to you today, there is going to be a meeting with all these stakeholder bodies with the ministry. And if a proper solution is not found, I can tell you for a fact already some agencies are already beginning to agitate. In Aflawo, some people are already getting ready to go on strike because most of the jobs that they need to do is not happening. Now, if this thing is also not curtailed within the shortest possible time, and then we allow it to run, I can promise you that within the next 4 to 6 months, prices of goods and services on the market is going to go extremely high. Once we get that done, it's going to create a problem for us. You see, Bernard, once Custom and the Ministry of Finance is making an argument that this is bringing in some level of revenue, as a freight forwarder, as a customs broker, I would want them to provide us with evidence of how much this particular AI has generated for the government.
Okay, because so in the story Caleb read, Caleb, if you can remind me, I think the story said they had gained some 3 billion cedis extra revenue since they started the deployment. And then they also said that 75% of the valuations that the AI system did, it found that your values and their values aligned. So they are only 25%. So basically, only 1/4 of the imports have issues, and that for 3/4 of the issues, you both of you are aligned. But he mentioned $3 million
$3 million.
$3 million
They
in
save that per day.
$3 million saved per day. That's what they are saying. $3 million per day.
Bernard, let me let you understand this. Since 2020, even when COVID was at its peak, are you aware customs still exceeded their targets they had set for them, even at the peak of COVID? We want evidence because I'm going to explain a certain scenario to you. In our clearing process, once your declaration is out, there's something we call the bill of entry. That is what shows how much you would have to pay as duty. I have no shadow of doubt in my mind that customs is using the bill of entry as calculation for expected revenue, which is not paid. Because when I gave my client the 800,000 cedis last week for payment for 4 containers, he was only willing to do, so we're supposed to do only 1 container out and leave the other 3 in. If customs is holding on to the BOE, where it states 800,000 cedis and is using that as calculation for revenue, then they are wrong. That is why we as guests, we are telling customs to show us evidence of payment, not of entry.
So Eric, how frequent or how many instances do we have valuations that go completely off? Because I think that's where we need to situate the argument. Because you've said, for example, that there are 2 separate transactions, one in September last 2024 and one early this year, where there's a wide gap. Is this type of anomaly regular with this publican thing, or this is more like a one-off?
Okay, so Bernard, I would say that since publican started, we had sometimes in the past issues like that. But since publican started, it has become a daily occurrence at the Office of Gifts. I run research at the office, and I can tell you for a fact that we are getting daily complaints. We are getting daily entries at our end, showing what the AI is calling for. But you see, we should also understand that the WTO and the WCO's rules that we have inculcated into our customs law in this country, the AI is only supposed to do classification, not valuation. I repeat, the AI is only supposed to do classification, and classification is putting whatever product you are coming with into its proper place, harmonized coding system. It is not supposed to produce or provide values. So the AI itself is running contrary to what we have signed.
Well, they quote Customs Act 891. Yes. And according to the statement we read, the introduction of the system is in line with Customs Act 2015, Act 891, and related amendments and regulations. So are you saying that act is contravening WTO and WCO protocols?
No. So I don't know which part of the Customs Act they are referring to. I need to be very honest. Because when you are looking at what WTO gives, and that's what I've given you, it says that the system should focus first on the invoices of the clients. It is not on the values of the AI. It is the invoice value of the client. That is what valuation is done on. Is the AI using the values that have been provided? No, they are not.
Luckily for us, the GRA have given us somebody to speak to. So don't go away. I'll put somebody on to see. But to my mind, WTO is global, but every country has its own laws about how to do what it wants to do, right? So, WTO cannot tell me how much I should tax you. Just unless because WTO, there are so many countries in the WTO. Okay, as we sit here right now, WTO I don't know how functional they are, because somebody's bombing another person's country, and we can't have. So I mean, it may sound funny, but a country can decide how to manage its imports on the basis of its own trade policy. To the extent that it doesn't violate international law, it should not be a problem.
No. Bernard, you see, the WTO is not simply telling us how much tax we should pay. The law is incorporated into our law. The same custom law, the Act 891 that they are referring to. It's stipulated there clearly.
Okay. But you are aware that classification is the first stage to valuation. Because if I misclassify, if I classify, so I'm not going to argue with you on the valuation matter, but if you misclassify a product, in a sense, you have undervalued it or overvalued it.
Yes, but you see, Bernard, within the port system that we run, there are different levels of inspection. That's why we have something we call the shot collection in the system. So once the system identifies, you see, an example is the Tema port. We scan each and every container that comes out. Once it comes out, there's also inspection by custom officers, physical inspection. That is also a second level. At that inspection, you have all other agencies partaking in it. We have National Security, we have the BNI, we have all agencies in the port taking care of it. So when someone, in the case where someone has even done that, it cannot go through the system because there are different levels of checks that would make sure that that issue is curtailed. Do you get me?
No, I do.
We as a country have agreements with some countries. For example, my client that I referred to, the jumbo tissue, shipped his things from India. India, the IDF you input into the system is exactly the IDF that you use for valuation.
All right.
You can't do anything about it.
Please stay on the line. I have now Victor Kofi Beidu, Head of Revenue Assurance, Ministry of Finance, to also hear their side and to get some responses to what some of the points you've raised. Mr. Beidu, thank you so much for joining us. I've been speaking to the GIF's Head of Research and Policy Advocacy, Eric Amoa-Mponsa. He's raised a number of issues. Before I deal with the issues he's raised, I think it would be important for me to ask you the background to introducing this system, what consultations the ministry and the authority had with stakeholders, and whether it was tested and piloted before rollout on 11th March. So those will be my opening questions for you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Bernard. And I also want to say a very good morning to your cherished listeners. So the reason for having the publican system started in the previous administration. And the head of revenue assurance, I was tasked to investigate the ways of revenue loss that the state is suffering from when it comes to customs operations. So part of our work was to interrogate the data from importers and to also use international data to make sure that the government is not shortchanged when it comes to revenue collection. So part of our work showed that most officers are supposed to do a lot of data mining to be able to assess data that is brought by importers for classification and valuation purposes. Now, because of the issue, officers are also minded to show that in doing their work, they don't get to delay the process of clearing cargo so that importers will not have to go to the extent of paying demorages, rent charges, and haulage fees. So their work was to do it in haste, but also make sure they try to cover the relevant information that they need to find to be able to do an assessment. Now, in our work, what we realized was that importers found ingenious ways of hiding data from the officers. Because the officer is time-bound, he's not able to do the necessary digging and the necessary data mining to ensure that the relevant taxes are paid. At the Ministry of Finance, the Revenue Assurance Unit, what we sometimes will do is to collect various data sources from government itself, not from even international sources. So what we will look at is your transfers at the commercial banks. We'll go to banks, we get your banking details. We come and match the banking information. So just to backtrack a little bit, when you want to send money to pay for goods, Bank of Ghana requires you to create what we call an import declaration form. with that form, you have to attach an invoice that indicates how much you are buying and what you are intending to buy. Now, what we realized was that in most cases, whenever they go to the commercial bank, they give the correct value of the goods that they have imported. And then when they bring in the goods and they go to customs, they give a different set of documents that are lower than what was declared. Because at the time of the officer's assessment, all these varied information are not available. Most times we get shortchanged in the taxes that we're supposed to collect. There are also importers who find ways and means to provide various form of information to ensure that their duty payments are very low when it comes to customs. So when the government realized that in getting all this information, it will become very tedious for the officer to go through all this varied information to be able to make assessment. We from the Ministry of Finance recommended to government that there is a need to help the officer by providing additional information. Just to let you know, Customs has already by itself developed what we call a transaction price database. And what that does is that over the history of a certain cargo, they look what importers have been declaring and also go to the international market to find price. Then they work on it to make sure that they get an average price, to which if you fall below, then you become a suspected cargo that the Commissioner General has to look at. Now, the introduction of a system was to automate all processes. We don't have a committee sitting every 3 months, 6 months, and when they forget to use package data to assess, and that is what action to automate all.
All right, Mr. we are losing you. Are you moving? If you could just be stationary, because you are making some.
Okay, sir. I'm available. I think I'm in a position. Maybe network is.
Yes.
So
go ahead. Yes.
Very good. So the idea of the publican system is to automate all these processes so that as a custom officer doing assessment or evaluation, he wouldn't have to now sit in 2 pages of information, data sources, confirming information if he makes an assessment. The AI is supposed to do all that manual work for the officer and provide him suggested information from the result that is given. This does not stop the officer from also verifying the information himself if he feels he is not comfortable with the information provided by the AI system. So this is what led to the development of the publican system.
What does the AI system use? All global data, or are there specific data sets that it is fed with for which it restricts itself to? I'm saying this because somebody gave an example of a Dodge Ram being classified as a ram, as in a male sheep. So that could be hallucination, right? So my point is, do you feed the AI system with some sort of international database of approved valuation amounts that it must limit itself to, or can it scan all data sets everywhere to use anything it wants?
Okay, thank you very much. It's just a funny comment that you made about AI describing a Dodge Ram as a ram. So, to be honest with you, for the vehicle valuation model, it has not been defined yet. The initial design concept that they brought was based on the auction value. And in Ghana, our law does not permit a custom officer to value a vehicle using the auction value. So they are in development to now develop the vehicle model. So currently, the publican is not even working on the vehicle model. So I'm surprised publican would be described Dodge Ram as a.
So publican has not. So when it comes to vehicle, publican is not active yet.
No, currently publican is not working on vehicles, not at all.
Okay, so Eric will respond to that because he gave that example. So it's general goods. So vehicles are not part yet. Okay, but vehicles will be included soon.
They are not part. Yes, please, they will be included when they are able to fix the algorithm to now recognize the manufacturer's reference price.
Good, but fair enough. But the question still stands: what data sets does the AI use?
Okay, so just to summarize, so that I don't go into the details, because the whole idea is to have access to information that importers may not know we have access to. So what publican does is there are recommended information sets. There are also export information that are sitting in various databases. All these database information are picked and analyzed globally, publican. In addition to it, we have also taught then our historic data. So all the custom data that we have worked on, we have fed that into the AI for the AI to listen our information. So there are even instances where publican will recommend and tell you that this importer previously has been clearing this cargo at this price or at this HS. So please, now that he has changed it, verify into it because there may be a problem. So publican uses valid information. And the next step we are even going to go on is to try to merge it with our domestic data. That we'll be able to know at what price you are even selling the goods on the domestic market. And that will all feed into the valuation information that is provided to the customs officer.
Good. Now, you mentioned that, or the statement we read initially said, when there's a dispute, there's a committee that sits twice a week that resolves these disputes. The concern is that there are many entry points to Ghana. Beyond Tema and Takoradi, there are many. But it seems as if your committee meets only in Accra. So that's going to make it very inconvenient if I'm bringing something from Akanu border and there's an issue there with the valuation. I have to come to Accra and sit in that committee before I go back. And also, is the committee going to deal with 50 cases a day, 100 cases a week? How does it work? Because you are really going to slow the process. Because indeed, Eric and the team from GIF are saying, because of this, there's congestion at the port because it's like a backlog of cases and people unhappy with the valuations they've been given.
Okay, thank you very much, Bernard. So I acknowledge that initial implementation created some bottlenecks because of miscommunication between the policy, the implementation, and the custom officers. And that is being addressed right now. Actually, as of last week, Friday, Commissioner General and the Deputy Minister directed officers to do overtime to make sure we clear all the backlog activities. Now, just to stress, no custom progress is being taken away. The appeals committee of the customs unit is in place and they are the ones handling all of that are to customs attention. The only little deviation that has come up is in a case where information available to the officer suggests that the importer is not honest and truthful to the declaration they have made. The directive is that for that specific importer, the appeal should be escalated not by the importer, but the custom officer, the appeals committee, which is made up of senior custom officers and officials from Ministry of Finance and some other officials that I will not be able to put in public right now. Now, that committee would review that special case and provide a merit to it. So it is not all appeals that are going to go to the committee. It is only special cases that the officer feels, I strongly agree with the importer or I strongly agree with a publican system. That does not conform with the information of data that's available on the ground. The directive is that that information now has to move for a step further. And the good thing about it is very few applications fall into that category. As of yesterday, we only had 19 applications that were in that category. And that 19 have been worked on and provided to the CTSB officers for the importer to now accept the verdict or contest the verdict. This process does not change in any way from the customs operations and policies. It still conforms with the operations and policies. So yes, in the initial implementation stage, there was some misunderstanding that customs should not be doing appeals anymore. And because of that, a lot of appeals were left unhandled. When that became apparent, the Deputy Minister and the Commissioner General gave directives, and this has been. So we are not going we're not going to have those problems anymore.
Did you do a consultation with the freight forwarders in the build up to deploying this?
So I'm very happy you brought this up. This is a customs tool. So for instance, if I'm a carpenter and want to go and fix a window, I would have to pick a chisel, a hammer, some nails, and some other appliances to help me do my work. It's not really necessarily, you don't need to tell the owner of the house how you are going to do it. But in this case, I think the Honorable Minister and the Commissioner General felt that this is a novel thing that we're bringing up, so let's have meetings. So what we did was we had meetings with the trade union associations. These are perfect. I had meetings with custom officials, especially PTSB officers, who are going to be affected by it. We constantly have an event with them. Anytime they have difficulties, they come to us.
We're having a difficulty hearing you, so I would like you to, if you could kindly reposition yourself and then answer the question again.
With trade union associations, the port operators, the media. We also met some media people. We also met the Citi officers who will be doing the work. We had constant consultations with them to tweak the system to suit their needs.
But did you meet the importers and the freight forwarders?
Yes, please, we did.
When did you meet?
A lot of them have been coming to our offices.
Hold on. Hold on. When I said did you meet them, did you have an engagement to explain the process to them? And if you did, do you remember the date you did that?
The date I will not be able to remember, but yes, we did. We actually met them. We met we invited the trade union association, all of them came to us. We met at Oak Plaza Hotel.
And did they raise concerns about the system, or were you just did you meet them to inform them about the system, or to take them through how you were going to use it?
So we did both. The deputy minister informed them and officially that had already been informed in various meetings that they had, but officially to inform them. Also, I walked them through. I personally did the presentation. To show them how the publican looks like, how the publican is going to interrogate, and how the publican is going to present that information to them. So that was done.
All right, let me take a comment or two from the gift man before I let you go. Mr. Eric,
yes,
Eric, thank you for staying on.
Yes, sir.
I've tried to ask all the questions I remember from your interview. You've heard the official from the ministry. What is your... And by the way, it says that the RAM thing could not be from Publican because Publican has not started valuing vehicles yet. So wherever you got that information about the RAM, you need to check again.
No, Bernard, so what I will do is I will contact the office and get you the BOE, which shows, and I'll get it handed over. I'll send it to you electronically. Before I answer or ask further questions, there's one thing that is currently bothering us, and I'll need my gentleman on the other side to kindly help me with. When we talk about the Publican AI system, there are 4 questions we have under there. What is the track record of the Publican when it comes to this level of engagement? 2, who are those behind it? Because Bernard, this part 3, we want to understand, have they done some anywhere else before? And 4, what was their engagement prior to them being given this contract in this country? Because there's this strong sense that, TAG, which is the Traders Advocacy Group of Ghana, the last time we had an engagement with them, had the strong belief that there is something wrong with this particular Publican AI. Because the level of consultation, the way it was pushed, and the way it was brought in, and the way they are holding up, TAG has called for information using the RTI bill. To date, they have not received it. So they are currently at the High Court forcing the ministry to give the necessary information we need. If they know that we are running a clean, transparent system, it shouldn't be difficult for basic information to be gotten. We need to understand, have they done this anywhere else? Do they have the track record to show that they have the capacity to do this? Now, Bernard, please let me take 1 or 2 issues he raised. When it comes to the stakeholder engagement, I can tell him for a fact that it was a no. Leadership of GIFT invited them, we invited them to our annual conference in Koforidua last year for them to give us a 30-minute lecture. If that amounts to stakeholder engagement, then I guess we'll have to look at the definition of stakeholder engagement all over again. 2, when it comes to classification and valuation, it is shrouded in secrecy, and he has proven it to us. Because we are asking, how does this AI gather information? Because if the AI is going to scout for information from the US and Europe, when I am bringing my things from China, then obviously you are going to escalate the price from which I bought it. What is the scope? What is the information the AI is working with? What informs the valuation issues that we are talking about? And when it comes to appeal, before we brought in the Publican, the ICONS system on its own had a way of re-rendering appeals through the system from wherever you are. If this AI is supposed to improve the system, then we shouldn't be suffering that. Also, this AI itself is making it difficult because if customs on its own were providing us duties within a day or two, I can tell you for a fact that some declarations are still in the system pending for BOEs over 5 days. So how does this AI improve effectiveness or efficiency? By delaying it. And then within the port, usually when your container lands, you have 7 days, which is usually calculated as free. After 7 days, you go into demurrage. And demurrage is a different tune to dance to. Now, if the values come out within 4 days, within 3 days, and your appeal is going to take another 3 or 4 or 5 days to be dealt with, you are already pushing that importer into demurrage. Shipping lines don't care what happened to you before you get there. All they are doing is taking their money. So how does this AI help us to deal with this issue and tell us that it is helping the system to be efficient and effective? Finally, I need them to let us know as gifts, as Ghanaians, they say that they generate an extra 3 million Ghana cedis a day in revenue. And we are saying that they generate 3 million Ghana cedis in documentation, not revenue, because importers are not paying. I don't know the basis of which they say 75% of what they did, which is literally what we are talking about, or difficulty is 1/4. 1/4 cannot be the truth. I am telling you for a fact. You can bring in your crew. The port is gradually getting congested. Importers, you see, the way we are talking, it will look as if we have an issue. But truth is, most of us feed our family and do what we do based on what the importers do. Once the importers are crying out loud that we can't pay, and truly speaking, they are not paying the duties.
Okay.
It is affecting us. It's affecting government revenue. So we need the ministry to come out, be fair, be transparent, be open. Let us take this AI down. Let us sit down and let us get it right once and for all.
So let me just understand something before I ask the gentleman to respond. Are you saying that you don't want the AI system at all, or that if the AI system is properly deployed and makes things better, you will subscribe to it?
Okay, so Bernard, we totally subscribe to the AI system. As I indicated earlier, the icons we are running on is literally AI based, is literally electronic. So we subscribe to it, but it has to work and work properly for all of us. I can't have an AI system that picks. See, Bernard, if now that winter is going away and summer is coming, if I order for stuff in summer, obviously the winter prices would have gone down. But if the AI is going to go back and shop for what the price was for that commodity in winter, it is not doing me any good.
Which is why I asked him what data set the AI is using. Because hold on.
They are not giving us.
So what I'm saying is that we need to get that information, because we all know that AI can help decision making insofar as it makes large calculations easier and also aggregates information from different data sets and gives you, AI can do those things in a faster way than a normal human being can, right? So if you have 10 databases, within a minute AI can use computing power to give you a range which the customs officer cannot do. So if we all agree that the problem may not be AI, but the problem is what data it is using and what prompts is being given, then we can make progress, right? So if the freight forwarders are saying, tell us what data sets you are using and let us understand the prompt you are using, so that we can all agree that this range is reasonable. I feel like that's a legitimate question that government has to answer. But right, so I'm going to put that question to the gentleman on the other side. And I thank you, Eric, for staying on, because you've been on with us before 7. I really appreciate your time. So let me come back to the official, Mr. Victor Kofi Bedu. The freight forwarders are saying a couple of things. Number one, they are saying that you need to let us know which company is behind this whole AI, what their track record is, and what they've done in other countries. So that's question one. Number two, they invited you to their program last year and you gave them a 30-minute presentation and you are calling that consultation. They don't understand how that becomes consultation. But the critical question is that they want transparency about which data the AI is using and what prompts it is being given, because they believe that some of the valuations don't make sense, right? And then of course they're saying that the process of review is also delaying them. So those are the key points he's raises. I want you to address them if you can. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Bernard. Before I answer your question, the date for the interview, the stakeholder engagement was 14th of January 2026, and we started at 9 o'clock a.m. at Oak Plaza Hotel in airport.
So it wasn't the Kufuridia thing. This is different. This was a stakeholder consultation. Okay.
Not at all, yes. Actually, after we met them at Plaza, some agencies were interested in getting more information on how the publican was going to work. So anytime they are interested, the committee will come training. The Kufuridia thing was the stakeholder engagement that we had on the 14th of January 2026, 9 o'clock in the hotel, airport.
Good.
So, to provide information before I answer other questions, to declare your cargo. Now, the Foreign Exchange Act requires that anytime somebody wants to import goods, they are supposed to make a payment from a commercial bank in Ghana to a commercial bank outside Ghana. Now, when you want to if you are able to go through the right process, you don't even need publican to suggest any information to the custom agent. The problem is with those who are not following those rules and those regulations. The problem is with those who would send one information to a commercial bank and send a different information to customs to pay lower taxes. So, but we need to understand that publican is not going to be for everybody who declares. If you are honest and you are genuine, publican will not have any problem with you. The second point is, publican gives us a range when we are supposed to interrogate you. That range, if you fall within that range, publican will not even flag you. And that is where we are saying that 75% of declarations that were run through publican cleared them that they have no problem with valuation issues. And that 75% that I am saying does not mean that customs using its own tools like the transaction database system won't have anything with you. So there is a case of cases where public cleared the people that their price falls within the range of publican's analysis. But customs using other tools identified that no, this importer, we know him. We know this they are bringing. There are issues where we have raised custom offense reports and they have paid. And because of that, their value should be uplifted. So it is not every query that they see on their end that is coming from publican. That they should know. Publican is just one of the tools for custom officers to use during valuation purposes. That being said, company that the public system representing the publican system in Ghana is called Through Their Company Limited, and they are representatives of the publican system and they run in Ghana. And there are countries like Togo, El Salvador, and others that are running this publican system perfectly, and they are making revenues as they are supposed to make. The other issue about appeals, no custom process has been changed. And I repeat this, no custom process has been changed. The only difficulty came with implementation. When the communication went that special cases, that information available to the officer does not conform or warrant a lower value or a lower assessment or a low HS or maybe an HS that is wrong, has to be escalated to an appeals committee, which the minister and the commissioner general have added other people with. When an appeal has been done, you go to, he looks at whatever he will look at. Whatever information that is available to him, he analyzes it and then he will provide his verdict. Now the commissioner general is saying that we don't want just one person to be burdened with the whole decision of whether to reject in front of the committee, which is nothing new to customs at all. So let's run through this. Now for publican, 70% of them are cleared. That's 25%. 5%. A lot of them will not even be an issue of valuation because most people, when you provide them the information, when they come and then custom office the information that they themselves will set it. Now when you read out half of them will still have an issue. It is that half
We are.
And if you have done all by your bank information, by providing how you are paying for your goods, and you have no issue with forest transfers, you will not even appear before the committee, because the committee will then allow you, because all your documentation are perfect and intact. It is those rules. For instance, there was a company who came and imported
we are having difficulty hearing you in this last part. I suspect is because of the location. So I'm not even sure how to proceed. If you are able to,
Bernard, can you hear me?
Okay, it's marginally better. If you can go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So I was saying that there is a company that came to us complaining about the publican results, and we showed his information to him that since 2020 they've imported over $10 million worth of goods. They have never made a transfer to pay for their goods before. So we asked him, how are you paying for your goods? Then the very moment we asked the question, he said he is no more interested in the appeal, he's going to pay. So these are the issues that we are confronted with on daily basis. It is not everybody who will be subjected to publican interrogation or the committee's interrogation. And as I said, the data that we ran so far, all the information we have put in there, 75% of them, publican collect them that they have no issues with their declaration. Those who are genuine importers who follow the rules are going to be very, very happy. And we have information where, for some people, even the value they declared, publican realized that their value was way higher than what it even got as information from the international sources. So all these things are what we take into account.
Let me ask you my own question now. So far, I've been asking you the freight forwarders questions. The revenue assurance space is a very interesting space, because every 2 or 3 years something new comes up, from GCNet to Incomes to whatever name you call it. Now you are running the iCombs platform, but you've added a new platform called Publican, all in the name of revenue assurance, and that's the broad rubric, because you don't want the people to cheat us. We need to know, how much are we paying these people for this, and who is it? Government that's paying, or are we paying them from the imports, or what? Because there's been many issues around revenue assurance and contracts signed over, basically with claims that Ghana will lose revenue. So let's come up with a system that will track revenue. Some of this is in the telco sector and other sectors. So generally, I'm very skeptical about these revenue assurance things. So how much are you paying the publican people? And will that amount be more than what they are bringing to us? That's my concern.
Okay, thank you very much, Bernard. To be very honest with you, I don't have the information on how much is being paid. What I know is that government said no new charge is going to be put in place to pay the publican system, and that government would find or restructure its payment mechanisms, current payment mechanisms, to make sure the publican system is paid for. So from the Revenue Policy Division, no new tax is being brought to the minister for the minister to Parliament. That I can assure you. It's my office, my colleague who works on presenting tax bills to Parliament through the Honorable Minister. So from that, there is no new tax, no new charge. And if you are aware, any charge by a government agency has to be approved under the Fees and Charges Act. And as far as I'm aware, there is no new charge for the publican system. So that is what I can say about it. I don't know how much is being paid. But I know that.
But we need to know. Maybe you may not know.
Any new fee.
We may not know, and which is good that you are not interested in a new charge. But we are also interested in knowing, for public record, how much they are being paid, or what is the basis of their payment. Are they being paid per transaction, per percentage of goods valued, or are they being paid a flat rate? This is the public interest question we also need answers to. So that one, I'm saying it to the wind. So even if you don't have the answer, your bosses are listening. So we want that information at the appropriate time. Of course, you are a technical officer on the publican, so you may not be able to answer some of the fiscal strategic questions, but these are important questions nonetheless. But let me hear you.
Yes, so I wanted to add that I think as a government, we learned our lessons from previous contracts that we signed. So what we recommended to our superiors was that a system is a system. It doesn't matter, and especially an AI, it doesn't matter what load you put on it. The whole idea of an AI is to be able to handle load. So what the recommendation we did was the payment should not be linked with transactions being handled, because then that puts government on the short end of the stick. The payment should rather be, from our proposal, should be an agreed amount or a rate that is being paid, but should not be pegged towards cargo processing. So that one, I think that recommendation went, and I think that our superiors didn't object to it, because we gave them a lot of examples where anytime government tries to peg it per transaction, government then gets onto the losing end of the stick. So that one I can assure you, I'm not.
Are
sure
you going to
agreement
meet the freight now that they've complained that the system is not helping? Indeed, Mr. Amponsa Amo is telling us that there's congestion at the port. Are you going to meet them again to try and go through this again? What's the plan?
Okay, so we constantly be meeting them. Last week, the Honorable Deputy Minister, the Commissioner General, senior custom officers, and myself, we met the associations, GUTA, GAFE, and some other importers and exporters association head, Mr. Wingobe. We met all of them at the Ministry of Finance. Today, I'm even going to meet one of the executives of GAFE to provide him more information and more explanation as to any time they have an issue with the system. So our doors are always open to them. If they need more clarity, all they need is to reach out to us, and we will always make ourselves available for them. We acknowledge that this is a system we are implementing. There may be certain challenges that will come up, but we don't think it warrants the Honorable Minister calling the system off. You know, every system that you implement will have its own challenges that comes up with it. If it cannot be handled, then that decision can be taken. But as far as we are working on the system right now, I think all the problems that we have been handled, and we are okay to. So anybody who needs further information on it, we are ready to provide them the information that they need.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time. We've been speaking to, and I'll end with Eric, by the way. We've been speaking to the technical officer, Victor Kofi Beidu. He's the head of Revenue Assurance, Ministry of Finance. Eric, so I've put the questions to him, and he's giving the answers. What's the way forward? He's saying that their doors are open. Are you going to have a meeting with them? What's the next action from the freight forwarders?
This morning, all stakeholders are having a meeting this morning, and we believe that once we are done with the meeting, a letter will be issued. But in dealing with my answer, I think my brother swerved me a bit, especially when it came to the issue of valuation, because they need to stick to what the law stipulates to be done when it comes to valuation. Are they doing that? Are they sticking to the law? That question didn't come up. But Bernard, we are still going to engage them. He raised an issue of stakeholder engagement being in January. How would stakeholder engagement be in January when the implementation was in January?
They started implementing in March 11.
No. They actually suspended it after that stakeholder engagement. When we met them in January, it was supposed to take effect in January, but it was suspended because of issues we raised. And when I say we, it's not just GEF. All other stakeholders raised. So at that meeting, it was for them to inform us. So that cannot be stakeholder engagement.
But you said that the only meeting you remember was the Kofredia meeting. You invited them, but he's now saying that.
We invited them.
Hold on, you see, but also for the public record, you said when he said they are done stakeholder engagement, you said the only engagement you remember was your invitation to them to speak to you at your conference in Kofredia, and then he comes back and says we actually met you on Oak Plaza on January something, which you have not denied. So what I'm saying that we also have to put that issue in proper context, that they didn't meet you, right? And
they didn't meet us.
Yeah, but that wasn't clear from your first answer.
No, so, okay, I get what you're saying, but Bernard, that says in last year, somewhere in November, it was our annual general conference, and we invited them to share light on the customs improvements and other things. That is when it was then said to us. That's when we were informed. The stakeholder at Oak Plaza was also an information on when the AI was going to take effect. Prior to that, Had there been any engagement? No. So all of it was basically engaging us is telling us what you want to do, and we telling you how it has to be done. We need to judge and well. It was not done. It was just a point of information to us. But anyway,
keep us posted.
Sure
keep us posted on the next meetings, because we'll be happy to either cover it or at least hear you on what happened.
Yes, sir. And we plead that they do this speedily, because trust me, importers are not paying. Importers are not paying.
Thank you very much, Eric Amoa Amponsa. Eric Amoa Amponsa, who is the vice president of the I'm trying to get a full title. Just give me a second. Forgive me. He's a vice president of Transport Forum Ghana and the head of research monitoring and advocacy in South Forward. Let's take a breather. It's a complicated technical morning. Hopefully we've thrown a bit more light on the issue. Stay with us.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Come and see the beauty of Ghana.
Oh yes, are you looking to explore Ghana? Not sure where to begin? Why not let Ghana Tourism Marketplace help you plan the perfect trip? With Ghana Tourism Marketplace, you can easily book hotels, discover exciting tours, rent cars, connect with expert local tour guides, and explore destinations across the country, all in one place. You can also get tickets for amazing experiences like Movie in the Park at Platinum Bay Hotel, Uncle Ebo White Theatre Show, Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park visits, Accra by Night tours, and many more unforgettable events. For more information, visit www.gtm.com.gh or email info@gtdc.gov.gh. You can also call or WhatsApp 050-123-3921 or 0202-700-720. Ghana Tourism Marketplace is brought to you by Ghana Tourism Development Company, your official gateway to discovering Ghana.
Are you planning to relocate from your company, office, or house, whether across cities to another town or halfway around the country? You want a moving company you can depend on to get you there? Let me introduce you to Logistics Movers. We are here to help you every step of the way, from planning the move to unpacking the last box and settling into your office or home. We have the expertise, experience, and market understanding, and offer fast, reliable, and professional transportation services in Ghana. Our main thrust is to successfully move your business, household items safely, on time, and hassle-free. You can call us on 0246 833 539 or 0244 342 465. You can also send us an email to info@logisticsmovers.com or check our website www.logisticsmovers.com. Why expose your company or household items to theft or damages when you are relocating if it's avoidable? Logistics Movers, we help you relocate.
Attention all Ghanaian students in basic to senior high schools. Want to win 15,000 Ghana cedis? Join the Kofi A. Terrier Good Citizenship Challenge now. Form a team of at least 5 students and embark on a community service initiative that will make a real difference. For more details, call 050-591-0960. The final submission deadline is 30th June 2026.
Protect yourself from germs and bacteria with confidence. Cleanse hand soap effectively kills 99.9% of germs with every use. Perfect for all your hand washing moments throughout the day. Available in a variety of variants and delightful flavors. Choose Cleanse for yourself, your family, and friends. Make Cleanse your daily essential. The GC brand. It's all about you. This advert is FDA approved.
Let's clean soap. In a world where digital media is taking over, one conversation is bringing the past, present, and future of media together. The Africa Media Bureau invites you to a one-day media convergence conference uniting faculties of media and communication studies, industry practitioners, regulators, and technology partners across Ghana. Theme: Media Convergence in Ghana, rethinking traditional media in a digital-first era. A bold conversation on how traditional media and digital technologies are transforming media practice practice, and education. Date 29 April 2026. Time 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Venue La Palm Royal Beach Hotel, Accra. If you are a senior media practitioner, a CSO engaged in media advocacy, or a lecturer or trainer in media management, this conference is for you. WhatsApp 0503 332 375 to register. Be a part of the conversation shaping the future of media. The Africa Media Bureau One-Day Media Convergence Conference is powered by the Africa Media Bureau in association with the School of Information and Communication Studies, University of Ghana, Legon, and it's proudly sponsored by MTN, Haptel, Margins Group, and GCB Bank. The Africa Media Bureau One-Day Media Convergence Conference, connecting minds, transforming media.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
How fitzy ahead, weather forecast a bit nippy ahead. Beggars can't choose, but be picky instead. 95 blues, kick me, I'm dead. Cross my T's and dot my eyes. Stress way, they my chest I ostracized. Do I treat you man, Robert, till you smell the ties. Me and I dream be a yaka, I'm cutting ties. My jalabia tailor made, all customized. My English straight pigeon, all bastardized. What I for do? Ignore the bastard guys. I work, they snore, I pass those guys. Thank God it's Friday, of course my mind day. Rise and shine your eye, hustlers way. All week long we hustle and slave. Trap the non-clays for wages and pay. Cooking in the morning, ensure the Vim day. Weekend so strong, house to shine the weekdays. Mommy say, son, well, God be praised. Well, these days, money be wild, we day some way. I bathe in faith, no bathe in apes. A basic case of faith in something great, but still, from 6 to 6 with stones and bricks, a building the future, I hope I live to see him. I barely no sleep, hit me some way, boys, I bread all week, hit me some way, boys, are living no be cheap, hit me some way, but thank God it's Friday, maybe Jimmy D did it, doom so, some way, if we are born in Soto, hit me some way, my woman born, my dog, hit me some way, but thank God it's Friday, maybe Jimmy D. My gets, mini aje, during the week I'm busy, mini adaje, but I still put in work, sick of dachi, I'm even out before the sun sets marching, so it's 5 on Friday, any ache, make up verbs are quite kuchame nasi, health is wealth, I give thanks, me dasi, my use my weirdest might to buy a sassy, why wouldn't him say, has to know the nap, has to know the sleep, has to know the slack you make wild on the streets, has to know the vex or stress about beef, RIP laziness, lay a reef, dance with the struggle, got a million needs, we've been out in here alone like Brazilian weaves, when the weekdays filled without brilliant deeds, weekends we can enjoy what resilience breeds, I bathe in faith, not base with snakes, a basic case of me and fake know that relates, from 6 to 6 with stones and bricks, build a future risque, I'm a stone and flicks, I barely no sleep, hit me some way, boys I bread all week, hit me some way, boys are living no be cheap, hit me some way, but thank God it's Friday, maybe Jimmy D did it, doom so.
It's not Friday yet, but thank God it's Friday. We're enjoying this song. Talk to friends from Litina and Legacy Crop very shortly. And some of your messages will bring them in. Here are some opportunities you can take advantage of. And how many basic bank is calling? We're saying your security is our priority before engaging in any financial offer or investment opportunity. Please take a moment to confirm through our official channels. Remember, Omni Basic Bank will never request for your PIN, password, card details, OTP, or any confidential information via phone calls, SMS, email, or social media. Always rely on our verified communication channels and avoid sharing sensitive information with unverified sources. For assistance, please call our 24/7 contact 0800 100 790. Omni Basic Bank is not just another bank. And if you're looking for a best of flavor in every sip, you will discover refreshing taste of Piva beverages. We've got Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, and Piva Tangy. So grab yours today. We are available at a local store near you. 055 00 32 231 0550 032 231. Piva beverages, a taste you will love. And if you're looking for motor insurance that goes the extra mile, Hollard Insurance has something special for you this year. Insure your car with Hollard and insure your car, yes, with Hollard, and enjoy extra rewards. New customers, you get to drive away with free fuel vouchers when you sign up. For existing customers, you get exclusive gifts when you renew. Plus, my favorite, 24/7 free roadside assistance for everyone, and to ensure that you're never stuck on the road. That's value you can trust. 0800 444 999 is the number to call. Visit any of our offices or speak to your broker today. Pollard Insurance, we've got you covered. Now, the hottest slogan in town is part to part from GCB Bank. We are talking about the ultimate all expense paid trip to the Global Football Fiesta next year, plus monthly TVs, fridges, cookers, and many goodies. Prices know they finish, hustle know they not, but prices know they finish. So join the winning team, deposit and maintain 300 CDs or more in your GCB savings or current account. That's not all, small savings. The more points you earn, part to part, boom, say kutu, say bam, you feel win big. So get in the game, and your next stop will be Yankee, Canada or Mexico from December 2025 to April 2026. Save, win, go with the part to part promo by GCB Bank. Global football, here we come. And before I welcome my friend Michael Dussault, team lead events and partnerships with Legacy Crop Improvement Center, let me tell you about Sunny Gold Brown Sugar. For years, you've trusted Sunny Gold Brown Sugar for its consistent quality and best packaging. Now, take control of your sugar intake in a more convenient way with your trusted Sunny Gold brand. We've introduced Sunny Gold Brown Sugar sticks in 10 grams and 5 gram paper sachet. This is perfect for hotels, restaurants, schools, homes, offices, all on the go, and even larger gatherings like parties, funerals, conferences, etc., etc. Sunny Gold Brown Sugar also comes in cubes, bottles, and sachet for all your cooking and bulk needs. Sunny Gold, a tradition of consistent quality, available at a shop near you. So let me welcome Michael Dussault. That's Dussault, right?
Yes,
Dussault. I'm seeing right. It's not what I'm thinking.
Not what you're
thinking. It's Dussault, not the other one.
Exactly.
You are team lead events and partnerships, Legacy Crop Improvement Center. It's good to have you. Welcome.
Oh, thank you very much.
Great.
And thank you to your listeners.
Excellent. For us at Citi Legacy Crop Improvement Center, you are not new to us. You are friends. We've done a lot together. But for those who are listening to us and hearing of you for the first time, please tell us a bit about Legacy Crop Improvement Center, what you do, how long you've been doing what you do, and the impact you've been making.
Okay, so Legacy Crop Improvement Center is a seed business entity specializing in production, processing, and distribution of seeds of maize, cowpea, chili pepper, and okra. All these seeds are climate smart,
right.
And we are the only built a smart seed business center as a first of its kind in the West African sub-region. And Legacy has been in a decade now in business. And an impact we've had is for the past 2 years now, we supplied seeds to the Agric office in Ebuakwa North and Okata Junior High School as well. And also there was a drought where every farmer lost their farms, but the farmers who planted Legacy seed, they
so your seeds are resilient.
Yes, very
They're
resilient.
climate smart.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And 3 years ago, a farmer in the Savannah North planted Legacy. During the drought,
Yeah.
he had a he had all his harvest back.
So when the dry spell happened,
yeah.
you are saying that because he had seeds from Legacy Crop Improvement Center, they were more resilient.
Yes,
so
yes.
they withstood the dry
drought,
spell,
yeah.
and they gave much yield. That's interesting. You mentioned some of the crops that you grow seeds for, you produce seeds from. Take us through some of them again and why those focus, or what you're focusing on currently.
Okay, so we are focused on maize, cowpea,
Right.
okra, and chili pepper seed. And now we are currently on sunflower, sorghum, and tomato seeds.
Sunflower,
sorghum, and tomato
seeds.
So you know, tomato now has
Yeah.
become a national topic.
Yeah.
And so we are telling consumers and customers to exercise patience.
So you're
Something
telling us
big is
that
coming.
we should look forward to something in the tomato, sunflower. Why sunflower too?
You know, looking at oil industry, you know,
Right.
sunflower is one of the most essential for oil. So you
Sunflower
know,
for cooking
oil.
right.
Yeah. So
and your tomato too, it will be the resilient type.
Yes, a resilient
you know,
type.
They say the Ghanaians like the beef tomato. That one.
They are going to get different varieties of these tomato,
sharp.
which are they are also drought tolerant as well.
Nice. With Legacy, we don't have a problem at all. So we are looking forward to it very patiently. So, I'm a farmer and I want to have access to some of your seeds to grow on a large scale, or maybe I'm a household and I want to grow some of these vegetables or cereals or legumes in my backyard. How do I get access to some of your improved seeds?
Okay, so we deliver nationwide.
Okay.
And it's not a big problem. So you just need to call us. You just need to call 0257 431 809.
Give me that number again.
0257 431 809 or 0595 263 585 or visit www.legacycrop.com.
Okay. Now, the way you are saying your seeds are improved, they are resilient, climate smart, and all, are they affordable too, especially for smallholder farmers?
Oh yes, our seeds are very affordable. For instance, to plant an acre of maize seed, you need 320 Ghana cedis to plant an acre of legacy seed.
320 Ghana cedis
as
for an
compared
acre
to
of maize.
as compared to the other varieties, the foreign one, that's 500 and above.
Ooh. So not only is it indigenous, locally bred, and that is climate smart, it's also affordable compared to its competition. That is important. I like that. And so you've mentioned your number already, how we can get in touch, 0595 263 585.
Yeah.
And then you've also given us your website. So do you have demonstration farms where farmers can come and see the crops before adapting them? You know, they say seeing is believing. So we want to interact with it, maybe see a factory, how you do things, and the farm, demonstration farm.
Okay, so in the coming weeks, we will be having a demonstration in Kunko, that's in Okre constituency.
Kunko,
okay. Yeah, in Okre constituency. In Damango, in Savannah region, Tumu, in the upper west, and Adidome in the Volta region as well. Yeah.
Okay. So Okre, Tumu, and Damango.
And
Adidome as well. Okay. So this will be a demonstration farm.
Yes.
Okay.
So whoever wants to be part, you just need to call us for an invite.
Okay. Yeah. Is this what you call the 1 acre project?
It's also a different thing.
Oh, tell me about that.
Okay, so in Ghana, smallholding farming is the most thing a lot of farmers are doing. Yeah. So we thought of something to give back to our farmers. That's we thought of the 1 acre project,
right.
Which we put a price on it. That's which ranges from 10,000 to 3,000 cedis.
From 3,000 to 10,000.
Yes.
Okay.
So the 1 acre project is a project we giving farmers. So you just need to plant an acre of any legacy seed. Yes. So you need to register first. You need to call the numbers to register. You need to plant with the best practices or crop management.
Okay.
You need to share and document on social media.
Okay.
You need to send us evidence.
Okay.
Yes. And also at the end stage, at the harvest stage, we will come so that we determine the yield, so that we can find the winner.
Oh, so it's a competition.
Yes, it's a competition
it's a
for
contest
farmers.
among farmers.
Exactly.
And you call it a 1 acre project.
Yeah.
So we buy the legacy improved seeds.
Exactly.
We sow them on an acre.
Yeah.
We plant them, and you say we should document them and journal that account on socials.
Yeah, to educate other farmers as well.
Educate other farmers, create awareness and a healthy competition.
Exactly.
And you're saying that when we're done, you come with your judges
Yeah.
and you come and adjudicate who has won.
Exactly.
Oh, this sounds fun. It's something I would love to do, but I don't know. Okay, so all farmers are encouraged to do this, and we are talking about Legacy Crop Improvement Center. So find them on their socials and you get in touch. So what is the vision for Ghanaian agriculture in the next 10 years from where Legacy Crop Improvement Center sits?
Okay, so our vision is to have a resilient and dynamic seed and food system, and to make Legacy a household name in Ghana.
Right. Thank you so much. We wish you all the very best, and we are looking forward to engaging you some more with all that you do. So finally, and just to repeat, where can we find you and the numbers that we can reach you on?
Okay, so going to the Kuforidia, using the Kuforidia Ibri Road, we are on a town called Otariso.
Otariso.
So you can find Legacy Square at Otariso.
Okay.
Yes, and also you can call us on our number 0257 431 809 or 0595 263 585.
Right.
Thank you. Or www.legacycrop.com.
Okay. I've been speaking with the team lead, events and partnerships, Legacy Crop Improvement Center, Michael Dusso. He says the name is not what we are all thinking, but it remains Dusso. Michael, thank you so much for passing through.
Thank you very much.
We really appreciate you. And before we take a very quick break and return with a great conversation with Litina, and Estina from Litina will be here to tell us about the travel to America, Canada, and Mexico for the World Cup and so much more. But the future of media is unfolding, and you're invited to shape it. The Africa Media Bureau invites you to a one-day media convergence conference, bringing together faculties of media and communication studies, industry practitioners, regulators, and technology partners across Ghana. The theme is Media Convergence in Ghana, rethinking traditional media in a digital-first era. Exploring how traditional media and digital technologies are reshaping media practice, education, ethics, and sustainability. This is happening on the 29th of this month, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. La Palm Royal Beach Hotel, Accra is where it's happening. If you're a senior media practitioner, a CSO engaged in media advocacy, or a lecturer or a trainer in media management, this conference is for you. So WhatsApp us now, 0503 332 375 0503 332 375. Be part of the conversations shaping the future of media. The Africa Media Bureau one-day media convergence conference is powered by the Africa Media Bureau in association with the School of Information and Communication Studies, University of Ghana, Legon, and is proudly sponsored by MTN, Haptel, Margins Group, and GCB Bank. A very quick break. When we are back, we have a conversation with Ernestina from Litina.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Kuma has always dreamt of commanding his own military forces.
Attention! Eyes right, stand at ease.
Because that dream is still a vision in progress, he spends his time commanding his money with the EcoBank mobile app.
Operation Supplier Payment. Dispatch 1,000 units of currency from Accra to Benin. Move! Move!
Sometimes he wants a little extra control so that he can buy only what he needs.
Command Center mobile app. Activate virtual card protocol and initiate payments for sneakers and t-shirts. Abort mission for leather coat payment.
Even when the general is fast asleep, his standing order marches out to sort his bills. With the EcoBank mobile app, you can command your money to make safe transactions in Ghana and across 33 African countries. Download the EcoBank mobile app on the Play or App Store today.
By the left, about turn.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. EcoBank will never call or send an SMS asking for your PIN, OTP, bank card, or Ghana card details.
Hey,
So what goes into building quality structures? I mean, literally, what goes into it? Wujaf, you don't want to be sitting here somewhere worrying whether or not you did a really good job. It'd be very simple equation. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, massa, forget it. Don't start cry. Menye, diamond cement has been providing builders, block makers, and construction companies that peace of mind for years. Diamond cement is 42.5 R grade cement. Unbeatable quality made right here in Ghana. And because we have your pocket in mind, we provide 32.5 R grade so that everybody gets your own. No long talk, Jack. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, don't start. Locate Diamond Cement Ghana Limited nationwide with factories in Aflao, Takrade, and Buipe, or call 0244-313-368 or 0540-111-978 or 0202-021-175. Diamond Cement, still as hard as a diamond.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva tangerine fruit drink, bursting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangy. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055-00-322-31. Piva, a taste you love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
Easter is here and Electroland says come and shop. This Easter, make it special. Electroland is bringing you unbeatable offers, unbelievable discounts and exciting free gifts. Feel the rhythm with Samsung, TCL and Media Home Theaters. Enjoy your favorite Easter movies on LED smart TVs. You can stay cool all day with our powerful air conditioners. Want a bedside fridge for your chilled drinks? We've got you. Prepare your Easter meals on a 4 to 6 burner gas cooker with grill and oven. And make laundry easy with top or front load washing machines. Visit our showrooms or go to www.electrolandg8.com. Call 050-315-9739. Electroland, home of luxury affordable electronics.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. This is the Citi Breakfast Show.
I ain't got no money. I ain't got those other guys you hang around.
9:41 and we have Ernestina Abrokwa, CEO of Litina Travels in the studio. We're taking individuals, corporates, families, everyone who wants to go watch the World Cup and create memories. We're taking everyone safely there. And Ernestina, it's good to have you.
Thank you.
So it's fair to say that we now understand what Litina, the origin of the name Litina, where it's coming from.
My mother and myself. My mom is Lydia.
Lydia
So it should have been
Tina.
L-Y, right?
Okay.
But of course, it has to be.
Mm.
So my mom is Lydia and I'm Tina. So it's Litina.
And how long has the organization been in existence?
25 years.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
2001.
I'm telling you. And we've been tenants in the Alisa Hotel for the past 16 years.
Wow.
Yes.
Litina Travel and Tours.
Interesting. Yeah, 25 years. I didn't know this.
It's grown very influential now.
Yeah.
When you started, what were you trying to do?
Oh, just tickets.
Okay.
And then I always take a look at the market. What people are looking for. For instance, then China had started.
People have started going to China.
And you know the market women, they have difficulty in visa, filling the forms, match plane tickets. Sometimes they want you to even fly with them.
Do everything for them.
Mira, me paucho, me boarding card.
Boarding pass.
When you boarding pass when on arrival in China.
And a boarding card.
The boarding card. Mira, I won't feel my dear mommy.
Wow.
My God, it was fun those times. And then, so that's how we started.
Wow.
Most of it, you look at what the market dynamics are, what people want, then you try and prepare something to fit. That's what I said.
And you've now gone into the tourism part as well, not just the travel.
And we've done tourism now. So we graduated. So we've been doing trade missions for the banks.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
nice.
we've done it for APSA 2019. We did China, Turkey, and Dubai.
Wow.
Often we end with a luxury leisure. We end with a leisure in Dubai.
Wow.
So if it's 14 days, we do business in China, business in Turkey, and then 3 days
just to chill small.
And they love it.
Wow.
Because business people too still need to.
You have to chill.
So some of our customers have been APSA Bank, Cal Bank, and just recently Access Bank.
Wonderful.
Access Bank last year we took our customers to Turkey and Dubai.
Nice.
Turkey for business meetings.
So when are you taking us to? We are sitting here talking for Ghana.
Yeah, but Ben, I've been trying to reach out to you. It's like you're too busy and all that.
We to Turkey will not be bad.
So if I would speak to as a matter of fact, as we speak, CBG and Access Bank wants to do next year. This year, October, China and Turkey and all that. So we can
do something.
You can
do something.
Talk
to me.
So I will make sure that you are involved. Because what we do is we go with media, and then they broadcast live from there, and write stories.
No, the man you need is problem. Is there beyond borders man?
Problem ain't coming.
I beg, please, just make sure you block out the whole.
I have packed my things. I have a bag sitting there just waiting. So just when you come up, we are going.
Please, we are going. All right. Yeah.
It's a good one. We've been talking about Litina for some time now. It's good to put the face behind. The face to the name, and we are all been hearing about you. We know you are gathering people, taking us to the World Cup. Tell us a bit about how all that is coming together. How's it been so far?
It's been good so far. I would say that our package, we try to make sure that we have budgets, because we can't just give a blanket price and say, look, at all costs, a total package would be this much. People will say, oh, I just want to watch the match in one match, the Canadian match, or I want to watch the US match, one or two, or maybe want to watch all three. What I noticed is that my competitors have like one match, like one package, which is like everything for all three matches. But we started our campaign early, and so we have 3,990 for you to watch just one match. They say it's too cheap. I don't know, but we started early. So we started looking for stuff sometime in November, December, just after the match, just after the draw. We moved quickly to the next day. We were in Boston.
Wow.
We were in Canada. And we tried to get the hotels before they started hiking their prices.
Wow.
That's how come our prices
so you have cheaper rates.
Yes, that's how come we have cheaper rates. So we have our basic packages, $3,990, and that's to allow you to watch one match. So 5 nights in either Toronto or 5 nights in Boston, whether you want to watch the Philly match or you want to watch the Boston match. And then we have a second package, which is $5,600, and that will allow you 9 or 10 days in Boston to watch both the US matches. Then we have $6,900 that will allow you to watch all three matches.
Oh, cool.
And then we have discovered that, people keep coming. I have visa, I'm going with my family, and we have a place to stay. So we just want match tickets. We want flight. And we want hotel. We don't want hotel. We just want transfers. We have tours as part of our packages, and we are getting a lot of responses from that end as well.
Very, very flexible packages you've got over
Very
there.
flexible. Pick and choose whatever you want.
Wow.
We can do it for you.
Wow. But do you still have space if we are interested? Because you sound like you've had a lot of feedback. You
Yes.
have a lot of your hands already.
Yes, I'll be frank with you. The visas for the US and Canada are not that forthcoming.
Okay.
But trust me, we have so many Ghanaians who already have visas already.
Okay.
You know, the visa is in 5 years multiple.
Yes.
So they have visas and they still want to go and watch. And that's how come we had to break down the packages so that they can buy what will fit their budget.
Okay.
They just maybe they have a place to stay,
Right.
so they just want a match ticket, or they want flight. Trust me, January we were able to block seats on Delta.
Okay.
We were able to block seats on Emirates.
Wow.
We are now blocking seats on Ethiopian Airlines as well because
Nice.
of how the journey from Lome to Washington or Newark is much shorter. And
Right.
JFK. Now I hear they're starting Atlanta. So you see, that's
I got you.
dimension.
I got you.
So if someone if someone goes online to say I'm buying a ticket right now,
Yeah.
the prices they'll get is more than what we will be offering. So you still see that we are still cheap because we have been able to secure and cap the prices of the flight ticket as
Right.
early as January.
Right.
So we are still competitive.
So you have the rates from then.
From January.
Not the very current ones.
People are even waiting till June before they will buy their ticket. And you can imagine how much it's going to be.
That would be very expensive, right? I like that. So what I also see you have with your package is beyond the accommodation and the tickets and all. You have business packages, networking opportunities as well.
Absolutely. So we didn't want to leave any stone unturned. Business people are looking at, I want to go and watch the match.
Yeah.
Looking at the price, I'm going to spend all this money.
Yeah.
We want you to have your money's worth.
Right.
So we say, look, we have an expo. It's a business expo, and
Okay.
we have been able to secure the Envision hotel conference room for 2 days.
Okay.
The day before the match, the
Right.
Boston match, and then the match day. And so we're doing 22nd and 23rd. Business, and when we say business, we're talking about made in Ghana products
Oh,
because
good.
we want to sell Ghana.
I love it.
We want to sell Ghana to America.
I like
But
it.
our choice of where we're doing the expo is very interesting because you see, Boston, Worcester, Boston, is home to more than 70,000 Ghanaians.
Are you serious?
I'm
That's
telling you.
huge.
And so,
Wow.
if you are a business,
More than 70,000.
more than
Ghanaians.
70,000.
And then luckily we have a game there.
Yeah.
So it's almost like it was by design.
Can you imagine?
And then
I mean,
Philadelphia is not too far away.
it's not too far, just 4 hours drive.
And then we're playing Toronto too.
Yes, we're playing Toronto, too, which is about 8 hours.
Which is really good. So like they've put us in a triangle.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Which is like
So for those we are taking to Toronto to watch the match, we fly into Toronto.
Mhm.
We fly into Toronto,
Yeah.
and then we watch the match. Spend 5 days, do some tours, and then we drive.
they can even drive, yes.
We're driving all of us
Hmm.
to Boston,
Yes.
Nice.
and then we're staying in Boston for the next 9-10 days.
Wow.
Because it's cheaper
Yeah.
to stay in Boston than in Philly. Philly is
Yeah,
it's
Philly is a bit.
expensive.
Mm.
So Boston as a place is a marketplace already.
Yeah.
So if you're a Ghanaian businessman and
Wow.
you are into one product or the other,
Yeah.
and you're looking to go international with
International.
your product,
This is the place.
this is the place. Aside the 70,000 business Ghanaians there,
Yeah.
the game is bringing home
More
people from London because you know Ghana for more London.
Correct.
In the
phone, yeah, but what
they'll
I
be
say.
flying in to watch the match.
About thing.
So Krumba bicha.
My God.
And you have to. The expo
Yeah.
would expose Ghana, Ghanaian manufacturers, give
Yes.
them a fantastic opportunity. So we're calling on the real estate companies.
Right.
They have so many of them, Bernard. These days, when you drive past, you see billboards. It's an opportunity to come
You can market
True.
your
and market your
products.
To the
your-
diasporans who are looking to own property back home.
And then we need the banks as well if
So-
they want to open accounts for
Yeah.
Ghanaians there. 70,000 accounts. So if you want to open accounts
You
for
meet your
them,
targets.
and even the real estate companies,
Yeah.
they'll partner with the banks.
Sure.
If you want to buy a house, they would give you what do you call it? A mortgage facility.
Yeah.
So you'll be paying small, and the
Wow.
banks will tighten the
Wow.
end
Wow.
for you. So I mean,
Lieutenant, and you're saying it's not too late for us to jump on the wagon?
No. Even the day we are going, you can come.
Sir.
But you come early.
Is there a number to call?
Give us contact to call.
So I'm using my direct number.
Sure.
Because it's very dear to my heart. So my number is 0244 260 789.
Okay, let's take it again. 0244
260 789.
Okay.
We will be having our expo launch. We'll be launching it officially at the Alisa Hotel on the 17th. It might change, but we are waiting for the Minister of Trade to confirm the date for us. Possibly by close of day we should know the date, and then we'll go on social media. If you want more closure, you should be part, and you're a business person.
Sure.
You have a business, you have a product, you want to come along and be part of the expo. You can come to the launch. We'll have presentation of what to expect and give you some dimensions.
No, Litina Travel and Tours.
We do all.
We sport there.
Yeah.
I say. Oh no, but my man did that is
I'm telling you.
Yeah, better though.
I beg you have to represent.
Here we go there inside. And I make good baby. Yeah, thank you so much, Ernestina Brockwell, CEO, Litina Travels. She shared with us all the details we need. And I'm sure you've made your plans also. So look sharp and take advantage of this fine opportunity. More than 70,000 Ghanaians. I got a photo. Just a
I swear. And we have entertainment. We are bringing one of the key musicians to come and do after party.
That's right.
Do you think we will win?
I know dear.
It's a party then
Okay,
then let's have the party before the
match. Yeah, very necessary. So and you eat your fufu before the match.
Just in case. So we're having a party before the game on the 23rd.
Yes. Then after the game we have party after party.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I see that, Boko. Thank you so much for passing through. And Bernard, some comments on our earlier conversation.
Yes, please.
This one says, good morning, Bernard. So my question is, if SEPS is using different values for duty valuation, what figure would I use in my financials as the cost of the product? Is it the commercial value of the invoice or the value used by SEPS for duty valuation? Kwadjo sent that earlier. Hello, Bernard. Please, the publican AI for duty valuation is really creating a whole lot of inconveniences. Imagine paying a supplier for goods worth $27,000 and shipment arrives and customs want to assess the duty using a $50,000 USD from the publican AI. Bear in mind, once the invoice amount is increased, it automatically increases your duty amount also. Okay, you didn't add your name. Thank you for sending your message nonetheless. We have 6 methods for customs valuation, and the publican AI must assess these methods, but not for the AI to take control so far as classification and valuations are concerned. So Method number 1 is transaction value. This is the primary method used for about 95% of the imports and is based on the price actually paid or payable. Transaction value of identical methods. Okay, so method number 2 is if method 1 fails, transaction value of identified goods is the second method. Okay. If method 1 fails, this transaction value of identical goods sold for export to the same country at or about the same time. All right. So method number 3, if no identical goods exist, this uses the value of similar goods, that is similar characteristics and material composition, deductive value method. And then there's method number 4. It goes on and on and on. Gives us all 6 methods for the valuation. Freight forwarder Nanaya Abuaje, thank you for that very detailed message. Good morning, Bernard and team. All these new IT systems being implemented are a mess. The validation system is bogus and it's frustrating. It's frustrating, same as the Ghana health system. We need a thorough investigation of those behind these. Okay. Kofi from Hoho is not too happy.
He gave the reasons he should go, and he said things he hadn't said before, and he was so mad. And I don't think he's coming.
Well, that's all time will allow us for. Thank you so much for doing the listening. My name is Caleb Kuda. We had a team here: Bernardino Kokovle, Francesca Kakafosen, Godfrey Akotobuafo, Fred Tejabano, lead producer Samuel Akom, Shiba Abba Benning, Godfrey Abeku Ojum, the richest man. It's time for the news at 10, and Shiba Arba Benin is here with details. Good morning, Shiba.
Good morning, Caleb. Coming up in the bulletin, Finance Ministry rejects freight forwarders' claims of no consultation on new AI customs system, and former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta to remain in the United States as he seeks a permanent stay. Let's settle for the details of our stories now. The Ministry of Finance has rejected claims of failing to consult freight forwarders before rolling out the new AI customs system. The ministry maintains that stakeholder engagements took place, including meetings to explain how the system works, despite concerns raised by the freight forwarders about lack of engagement. Speaking on the Citi Breakfast Show, the head of